Honda dealers of the Carolinas, Friday Night Rivals, presented by Talk It Out NC. And we're at Leesville Road tonight. Long time coming. Happy to be here as Panther Creek comes to call it. Hi, everybody. Patrick Johnson along with Jay Sonalder. Great to have you with us here. Big matchup here tonight. Let's start with Leesville. Jay, this is a team that's on a mission.
Patrick, they were in the state championship ballgame in 2019, and they've got the same goals here this season. They've got a lot of returning veterans on this year's squad.
As for Panther Creek, off to the 1-0 start, but they're still trying to figure some things out.
They are. They've got some missing pieces here tonight. They've got the next man up mentality. Huge victory over Durham Hillside last week. On offense, they've got a lot of electricity through the air.
It's our sunny spotlight, the players to watch. Let's get defensive, Jay Sonalder.
Two of the best defensive ends in the country are going to be on display tonight. Tyler Thompson, 6'6" for Panther Creek. He uses his first step quickness to get off the edge. He's got multiple offers that have rolled in this summer. On the other side, Leesville Road's Bo Atkinson, committed to Mac Brown of the UNC Tar Heels this summer. He's got a relentless motor. You'll see him flying all over the field. Down on the defensive line, also standing up off the edge, playing linebacker as well.
It's time now for the keys of the game.
Well, for Panther Creek, they want to be consistent on the offense, then mix in the run and the pass, and then limit big plays on defense. They want their secondary to keep everything in front. Leesville Road wants to protect the football. They did a good job against Wakefield last week. No turnovers and win in the third phase of the ballgame and special teams. That's where they really want to execute tonight to get a victory.
All right, now to the third member of our team. Let's welcome Marilyn Payne to Friday Night Rivals.
Thanks so much, Patrick. Fall 2021 for Leesville Road is all about unfinished business. This Pride program remembers vividly a loss in the 2019 state championship game, and more recently, more painfully, an abrupt end to their spring 2021 season on the way to a second round state playoff game, all because of a positive COVID test. Now Ben Kolstad says that his team remembers both of those games and those moments and is using that as motivation in this fall campaign. They don't just want to get back to a state championship game, they want to win one. So this fall's about unfinished business, finishing what this program has started. We'll see how they do tonight, if they can improve to 2-0 on the fall season. Stay with us here on Friday Night Rivals. We'll be right back with kickoff after the break.
With a Honda in your garage, every summer adventure leads to another. Get an incredible summer offer on a new Honda, only at the Honda Summer Sales Event.
Ready, set, go.
I'm definitely more of a hands-on learner.
Experience a new kind of classroom with ECPI University.
Hands-on equipment, that was huge. Kept me more engaged.
We had a simulation lab that we used. They gave us real-life scenarios.
You're able to get the hands-on kind of learning that you need in order to be able to succeed.
We know our stuff coming out of here. This was the best choice that I could have made.
Gain the hands-on, real-world experiences ECPI University is known for. Take your career off pause. ECPI University.
Thank you to the United States Marine Corps for today's coin toss. The few, the proud, the Marines. Contact your local recruiter today. So Leesville winning the toss. They've deferred to the second half. 89 degrees here. Feels like 96. Sunshine. Good news, Jay, unlike week one, we won't have any storms to worry about necessarily. So we're going to be able to play some football here tonight.
Yeah, the temperature's going to go down here in about 30 minutes as soon as the sun goes down. But the biggest thing, no storms, no clouds in the sky.
So Panther Creek will be set to kick things off here. Or rather, Leesville will. That'll be Tyler Graham. And he'll get a boot into it. It'll come down for our open door kickoff at the 4-yard line. And a good return by Powell. Powell across the 30 to the 35. He takes it along the far hash. And he'll be finally brought down at the 42-yard line. That's a 37-yard return. The open door kickoff, Open Door, the new way to sell your home.
Good job right here. This middle return. Look at the blocks up there, knocking out the wedge. And then Powell making a couple Pride defenders miss. And then you see the power here. Good start. Give his team nice field position for the first drive.
So our hashtag FRN broadcast, the inaugural one of 2021 underway here. And there's a look at the quarterback, Amari Odom for Panther Creek. He's a junior, a Southern California kid, and he'll give it to Greg Wheelis on the game's initial snap. And Wheelis will advance the football ahead. He'll be brought down by Dylan Cozy, the inside linebacker. And we have a penalty marker down. Jay, both teams played a pretty clean game last night. Well, that's going to be a penalty there going against the Catamounts.
Early on in the season, both coaches really talked about discipline, limiting the penalties, limiting the turnovers. You'll see here early, have a nice run up the middle, but it's going to come back because of the penalty.
So an inauspicious start for Coach Sean Crocker's bunch. Panther Creek in the spring, an 8-1 mark. They were the champions of the Triangle 8-4A with a perfect 6-0 mark. They have some guys tonight that are not in the lineup that are injured. A couple of key receivers. We'll tell you about that as the broadcast goes on. So it'll be first down and 25 as they will scrimmage from their own 27 now. Oh, and a big hit. Pass was complete. They're going to say it was incomplete. And a big lick was laid on there.
See here, getting the ball out quickly. Odom gets it out to the alley. Nasir Winston laying the hammer down. He's a two-way starter. The offense and defensive side is a good job recognizing the ball's thrown and then going up and attacking.
Went to Garrity there, and Winston just let him up from that Cobra corner spot. So now second down and 25. Out of the shotgun, it's Odom. Quick pass. Little screen, and he'll tunnel his way out. Will the receiver for the Catamounts 10 yards out to the 37-yard line. All right, let's take a look now at our Talk It Out NC starting lineups. First for Panther Creek, Amari Odom. We told you about him. Wheelis has already got a handoff. They're without a couple of key receivers, but they have a group there, and they're looking for Powell in particular to step up. And defensively for Leesville Road, Bo Atkinson, number 5. Keep an eye on him. Cozy's already been in on a play, as is Winston, number 6, the corner. So Odom facing third down and 14 from the 37, and we have a little bit of movement up front. Jay, you know that Leesville's very amped here. It's the home opener, highly anticipated, and it is going to be encroachment, I believe, against Leesville. That was a false start signal, and it is going to be encroachment, and that'll move the ball up 5 yards to the 42.
That was a great job by Amari Odom with the hard count. Knowing it's 3rd and 14 at that point, the defensive line's trying to get a sack. Did the count on 2 to get them to jump and get 5 free yards.
You see Amari Odom there, number 2, 6'3", 170-pound junior. Got an offer from UNLV. He's going to drop here. He'll scramble, flares it out to the right. It is dragged in by his receiver Powell, and Powell's going to be shy of the marker. So out near midfield, it could be decision time on 4th and short.
Well, early on, you see the speed of this Pride defense, keeping everything in front, and watch them swarm to the football. Odom taking his time here, moving up in the pocket, then just having to dump it off. And look at the hats coming over. 2, 3 defenders coming over, nowhere to run. Yep. Pick up the first down.
Winston again. It's going to be 4th down and 4. And they're going to punt the football with Tyler Thompson, who had 4 punts for an average of just under 26 yards last week. He gets this one away, and it'll come down, a fair catch being called for at the 16-yard line. So that's where Leesville Road will start things. And we'll have their opening drive when we return. It is our Friday night rivals, Honda Dealers of the Carolinas, FNR. It's presented by Talk It Out NC.
We all wear multiple hats, a different hat for every job. At Wake Tech, we have multiple hats too, from welding to construction management to baking to public safety. Wake Tech can help you determine which hat fits you best. Visit Wake Tech online or in person and try one on for size. Wake Tech. Success starts here.
I know it looks like I'm trying to stop this plane, but I'm not. This is a Nissan sales event ad. Don't let that get away. This Rogue has more standard safety features than any car in its class, so you can handle almost anything.
Hurry in and save up to $52.62 on select models.
Better hurry before these deals take off.
Friday night rivals, Honda Dealers of the Carolinas. It's presented by Talk It Out NC. Patrick Johnson, Jay Sunholder, and Marilyn Payne, our entire crew. Week 2 of the high school football season. Home opener for those Leesville Road Pride. And they are very excited about this year. You see coach there, Ben Kolstad, native of Green Bay in his 3rd year. He's been remarkable here. 19-3 is his mark. Of course, got to the state championship game. And now they'll have the football. That was a nice punt by Thompson, by the way.
Great kick. How about the hang time, too? No return allowed, and pinning the Pride back here in his defense. This is a swarming bunch. You'll see a lot of blitzing schemes, so good position for the defense.
Here's Will Murray. He played last year at North Myrtle Beach in the fall. That was before anything was announced as far as what was going to be played in North Carolina with the spring 2021 season. So there's 2 or 3 players from this roster that weren't on this team last year. They were playing in other states.
And they're big additions coming back, and they know the program. They were just gone for that 1 year, and that backfield with him and DJ Scott, it's a talented group back there with their ability to run the ball and throw.
Scott dots the pistol, but they're going to flare it out on the opening play to Ian Westbrook, who had 1 catch last week. He makes a reception here out across the 20. It is our Talk It Out NC starting lineups. We told you about Murray and Scott. Gabe Simpkins is a guy after Jay Sunholder's heart, an H-back that catches the football.
Yeah, he's got the athleticism to go out in the flats and go on wheel routes and provide a target for Murray. Both tackles are outstanding players as well.
Yeah, they've got really, really good players along the offensive line. Here comes a flag. And after the gain of a couple, it's going to move it up 5 more. So the ball will be advanced 5 yards. That'll bring up a 2nd down and short here with 2.5 minutes gone by. Run through the defense for Panther Creek for you here. They're in the whites. Going to throw it out near the sticks, having to come back and make the reception is Westbrook. He breaks free though. Westbrook cuts it in. Westbrook still on his feet, rather Winston. Winston, the ball comes loose, but they're going to say he's down. Winston to the 35. And that's going to result in a 1st down there for Hall Insurance Company. Let's look at it here. Nasir Winston.
Look at the move here, the cut going back to the inside, and it's that next level speed. 4-4 by Winston. You see it showing off there. Look at him here. His knee coming down. Is this ball out? good call right there. The ball hit the ground. That's what forced the fumble. That was a great run by him. Just easy route to the outside, and then he did the rest.
Penalty marker's going to bring it back, but that was great work by our crew to get that stretch out there by Winston. And he might have had the wind knocked out of him. So it's going to be second and short again. And they'll go with Scott up the middle. He forges his way ahead, and he has a first down. Let's tell you about this defense, which in the spring season allowed 8.6 points per ball game. They allowed 20 last week in their opening win against Hillside. But Tyler Thompson, we told you about. Gano is a guy that gets a lot of tackles as a result of defenses running away from Thompson. Minter's really tough up front. The secondary, there's some question marks there tonight. So that first down, a Hall Insurance first down, providing quality insurance products to our senior community. It's Scott again, and Scott forging ahead again. He barrels his way down near the 20.
Scott does such a nice job of letting his blocker set up in front. Look at the block right there, the kick out by Gabe Simpkins, and then Scott just running right off his hip and then finishing with power.
So that another Hall Insurance Company first down, providing quality insurance products to our senior community. First and 10, swing pass out of the reach of Scott. There defensively, it was Powell, Jesse Powell, who is the strong safety. He'll also come up and kind of play linebacker, kind of that nickel position, Jay, and he's a great enough athlete that he's so versatile you can put him anywhere on the field.
Yeah, he's impressive. I was down on the field before the ball game, and you look at his length, his potential. He's got speed, but he's going to grow into his body once he gets to the college level.
Operate second and 10. This one is out of the reach. They wanted Winston again. Good to see him back in there. So now a third down. Let's see what they'll do with Will Murray here.
In the open, we talked about two of the top defensive ends in the country in this ball game. Tyler Thompson here, number 9, third and long. This is a passing situation. We'll see him here if he gets a double team as he goes into the backfield.
Brock Winstead is his center. His brother Peyton played at ECU before he had to medically retire. He snaps it back. Little bubble screen. It is Winston again, and Winston is out across for a first down. So Nasir Winston with a third reception here early. But hold everything, we've got another penalty flag. And this one's going to be a hold. Ben Kolstad can't be happy with that. They've had a couple of plays called back here early. Did you pick up anything there, Jay?
I mean, the ball was out so quick. Wasn't a lot of action there, but I'll tell you early on, you can see the respect both coaching staffs have for the defensive line. You don't see any 5 or 7 step drops. They're getting rid of the ball really quick, throwing these side screens. And Winston, he's been making a lot of plays, but 2 of them have come back because of penalty.
Will Murray making his second career start here. He'll go to the air again, has some time, and it's going to be broken up. He wanted Simpkins, the aforementioned H-back, out in the flats, but stepping in and knocking it away there was Braylon Lamar. Lamar last week had 10 tackles, 4 tackles for loss and a sack. Lamar's dad played in the NFL, also at Indiana, collegiately, so he comes from very good stock. He almost had a pick.
He had good recognition, jumping in front of that to knock it down. And the linebackers getting back in coverage as Wittenberg as well back there in coverage.
They will drop their quarterbacks back to punt. Murray has shown a great aptitude to do this, at least in game 1. He averaged 28 yards with a long of 34 on 3 kicks. This one takes an unfortunate bounce and will bound back, and they'll start. Will Panther Creek from their own 26 when we return. Scoreless early, a punt on either side on Friday Night Rivals.
With a Honda in your garage, every summer adventure leads to another. Get an incredible summer offer on a new Honda, only at the Honda Summer Sales Event.
Ready, set, go.
Bring on the sizzle. A big, bold helping of excitement and slow motion celebration every 4 minutes. Top it off with fun, suspense, and that move you do that has no name but looks like this. Yeah. Add a dab of let's do this thing. Only one place can bring you this much excitement, and that's any place you can play Carolina Keno. It's big thrills, served fast. Carolina Keno. $1 million thrills every 4 minutes. Yes.
Scoreless early here. It'll be Panther Creek ball here in just a moment. Earlier, Marilyn Payne had a chance to speak with a very special guest from the United States Marine Corps.
I'm joined now by Sergeant Whitman, who is a recruiter for the Marines. My first question for you, thanks so much for being with us. Why is it important for the Marines to be this involved here with us on Friday Night Rivals and high school football in this area?
Thank you. The reason why is just because it's a really positive environment, and the rivalry itself, it just gets the whole community together. A lot of us, we were in the same shoes as these students and all these parents as well. We were all football players, cheerleaders, or the ones cheering on the team. So that's one of the biggest reasons why, is just to be involved in the community.
Now, if the community wants to get involved with the Marines, what can they do to contact you or to get more information? We'll start with just general information. We need to know more. Where do we go?
So the best way to get in contact with just your local Marine Corps recruiter would just to go to this website. It's marines.com/4MCDRAL. But to get involved with me specifically, I would say just it's going to be 919-593-7301. Just to get in touch, 6350 Plantation Center Drive, RSS Raleigh, yes.
All right, well, there we have it. Thanks so much for your time, Sergeant Whitman. All the information that you need to know to get involved locally with the Marine Corps.
Maryland, thank you. A loss of 8 on the high snap, and now a missile thrown downfield. There's Powell. Powell to midfield. Powell with a first down. And that'll be a big play on a throw and catch and run by Jesse Powell.
Look at the offensive line up front, holding up just enough, and then Odom's strong arm needling that ball in there, and Powell on the dig coming across, shielding off the defense, and then finishing off that run. Look at that. He took the hit, stayed in the pocket, and then one defender flies down, and Powell gets right near midfield. A huge play, and the little face mask pull there at the end, Patrick.
So Powell to the 48-yard line. And then the ball put back on the turf. It's still loose. And it's going to be a turnover. Leesville comes away with it. The Pride were +5 on the turnover margin in the spring. And they come up here with a key takeaway to stymie the momentum after the big play by Powell.
Jay Snelling is going to pick this ball up, but Bo Atkinson, it was a zone read, and he was standing there ready to eat up Odom, and then the ball just slipped out, and 3 Pride defenders coming down for it. We'll see here. Zone read. Atkinson was playing that stand-up linebacker position. Odom was going to go right there. He just couldn't hold on to the ball. And the Pride defense, they got turnovers last week from Wakefield that helped them win that ball game here early on, getting the first one.
So we're nearing the midway point of the first quarter, and a first miscue there. And on an end around, Leesville will attack with D.R. McMillan. And D.R. McMillan was met and taken down by Tyler Thompson, who you spotlighted in the open here. And as his head coach said this week, everything starts with Tyler. We'll have a face mask penalty here, which will add some yardage to the play. But Thompson, who's got offers from Duke, Wake Forest, East Carolina, Liberty, Coastal, UNC Charlotte. And, yeah, just got his hand in there just a little bit. Still, what a player he is.
Yeah, and he was right there in perfect position. But you see there, as the stiff arm goes out, he just swatted it down and then brought him down. He just tugged on it a little bit too much, and he got caught. Again, his athleticism is what sets him apart.
So after the gain, penalty yardage added on. We're going to throw. It is off the hands this time of McMillan. McMillan had a couple of receptions in their win last week against Wakefield 18-8. And in the spring he had 3 catches. But that time Murray, despite that 6'4" frame, had his vision impeded and put a little extra on it. It got away from him. Simpkins in as the blocking back. We're going to line up 3 receivers now to the right of the formation. Pistol look with DJ Scott, the junior, in there. Scott will get the call. Scott. And here comes the penalty marker as Scott is able to lower the headgear and plow his way for 5 yards. Scott is a guy, Jay, that even though he's 5'10", 160, he runs like someone who's 6 foot 220. Going to be a hands to the face penalty going against Leesville. Either side can't be happy with these penalties early on.
Too many stops and starts. There you see Sean Crocker, an outstanding coach for Panther Creek.
He played at UNC himself for Mac Brown the first time.
See the little tug and the hold, but I was watching the run by Scott there, and you saw his legs just continuing to churn, and that power that he has. Had well over 130 yards last week against Wakefield. He's the key to this offense.
So now 2nd and long. And guess what? Another penalty marker. Going to be encroachment. That's the call against the Panther Creek defense. They gave up big plays last week against Hillside. So far, of course, Leesville's been kind of herky-jerky with some of the penalties here, but so far you can see where they're trying to keep everything in front of them.
Well, you see they're playing the cover 2 defense, both safeties playing back, and then just letting their speed take over. You don't mind giving up the short passes, but you got to come up and make the tackles. You just do not want anything to go over your head, which is what happened last week.
This is a big physical offensive line with 4 seniors on it for Leesville. Play action over the middle, and it's going to be behind the receiver. It'll be incomplete. Trying again for Winston. There defensively, Bradley Garrity.
You see the frustration. There's the hold right up the middle. An easy call, and you see for Panther Creek, that was Hayden Minner just sticking his arms out. And for both sides, there just hasn't been a rhythm. They're giving a penalty, taking a penalty. You see Ben Kolstad over there showing his frustration with the call up the middle.
Kolstad played for his dad, high school football in Wisconsin. East Green Bay High School. So now 3rd down and 30. Nice reception made by Winstead. Garrity wrestled him to a stop. Thought forward progress might give him a couple of more yards there, but they're going to say he was down. He's going to be about 6 or 7 yards shy, and Tyler Thompson is down. The medical team from Panther Creek out to take a look at Tyler Thompson, who's one of the real stars. Had several hits in the backfield last week. He had an amazing game, Jay. 11 tackles, 6 tackles for loss, and 2 sacks.
He's living in the backfield. We'll see here. He just kind of gets rolled on. You can see him. It looks like he's holding his arm.
Well, you don't want anybody to get injured, but if you're going to have any sort of injury, you certainly are glad it's not in that lower extremities area. Panther Creek is already dealing with some guys suffering from some injuries that have them out tonight. And Thompson will walk off on his own power. That's good to see, and hopefully he'll be able to shake off whatever was ailing him there. 4th and 7. And we're going to see what Will Murray can do here and what their offensive coordinator Mike Holderman has designed. Certainly in 4-down territory, they need to get it just across or just inside the 30. So from 3rd and 30 now to 4th down and 7, and a nice throw and catch. Beautiful along that sideline. They're picking on Garrity. It's another reception for Nasir Winston.
Winston just going to work, especially on that left side. You see those strong arms again, just plucking the ball out of the air on a critical down, 4th down. He's producing. Murray knows exactly where he's going to go. Good job there. Just chopping his feet coming out of that route, knowing where the sticks are to get the 1st down.
So that 1st down for Hall Insurance, providing quality insurance products to our senior community. Nowhere to go for DJ Scott, and he's dragged down, a loss back to the 33-yard line. So that'll be a loss of 6. And a nice job there by Jake Gano, the anchor of this defense for Panther Creek.
Gano going to work, just beating that one-on-one block up front, right in the middle, being so physical. And Scott really had nowhere to go when that pocket collapsed into his lap.
This is a rugged front 6, front 7. Bubble screen again going to Winston. Nice move to cut it outside. Winston getting some yardage back, pushed out just outside the CPI red zone at the 21-yard line. So it'll bring up 3rd down and short.
See Bo Atkinson coming back into the ball game here. That 2nd tight end with Simpkins lined up right behind him as a wing. Kind of a power set here on 3rd down.
So the 4-star recruit who can really play anywhere. Hard count, movement up front, and there is a flag down. So they got the ball to the 31. It is going to be encroachment. Jumping off sides for Panther Creek. Don't think it's enough for the 1st down, but it does make things a little easier now for the Pride. And it actually will give them enough for a 1st down. The ball will be advanced to the 26. So this herky-jerky drive that started almost 3 minutes ago, this is the 8th play. And we are in the CPI red zone. CPI protecting the Southeast for more than 25 years. Oh, what a great catch made at the 10. Little over-the-shoulder grab for Ian Westbrook.
See Westbrook, the senior here, jumping up for us. But how about Scott's block right here, redirecting and just giving Murray enough time to get rid of the ball. How about the hand-eye coordination to go up and get that along the sideline?
That was a tough reception to make. So now from the 10-yard line, Scott to the 5, breaks a tackle. Is he in? Yes, he is. A little bit of a delayed signal, but it finally comes, and the Leesville Loonies, something to celebrate. 6 for Scott. Or did they say he was down at the 1? No, it is a touchdown.
This was a heck of a job by that left side of the offensive line with Simpkins, Atkinson over there clearing the path. Tim Hogan as well. Those 3 just driving their defenders back, winning those one-on-one blocks. Look at 5, look at 60, look at 33. And then Scott finishing it off. They start to get into more of a rhythm on this drive.
So a Wake Tech touchdown, a little late on the signal there, but they did finally come through. Lead the way at Wake Tech. And here is the point after, up and through. That makes it 7-0 with 3:35 to go here in this opening quarter. Friday night rivals, and Jay, a lot could have gone wrong on that drive, but Leesville overcame it.
They did. It was a long drive, and they worked out some of the issues they had on the previous drives here in the first. They got into more of a rhythm. They mixed in the run and the pass. We saw them bring in the 2 tight end set, and then Winston had a couple huge catches. And you see Scott finishing it off on this drive. This offense has a lot of talent, but the thing I like most is the balance.
So Scott from 12 yards out. And now we will see what Panther Creek does. Jay, they had a snap go over the quarterback's head in Odom. He wisely dived on the football, then delivered a strike for big yardage and a first down. But then they turned it over on the next snap. So I think as Odom will go here on this drive will really determine how Panther Creek will play things in this game. By the way, this Panther Creek team, without Jared Harrell, a Division I quality recruit, MCL tear that happened in April, so he might not be back until October. He's a great track star, so we may not even see him this year. It depends on what he has in his future for track and field. But they're also without Chris Brighton, an inside wide receiver. He had a stress fracture, hurt it during the track season, and never really healed over the summer. He could be back next week, though, but those are two receivers in this offense that would be a big asset to Odom.
Key pieces. And when you have guys go out, you know it's tough, but somebody has to step up, and there's a lot of talent. It's younger players that don't have the experience.
Time for the Open Door kickoff. Open Door, the new way to sell your home. Oh, through the hands of the receiver, and it's going to roll down to the 1. He was kind of lackadaisical to get back there, and he only returns it out to the 2. Ooh. So Panther Creek with some unfortunate decisions here early on that went through the hands of Amari Thompson. I don't know if he thought it was going to get to the end zone or what, but it just died at the 1, and by the time he got on it, the coverage team was down there.
Yeah, just kind of a fortunate bounce for Leesville, but early on in the season, you know, the keys in these ball games are penalties, turnovers, and special teams. And right now, Leesville, they have the advantage with one turnover that they created, and then special teams here once again forcing a tough field position to start the drive for Panther Creek.
So here's a throw on first down. It is caught at the 10 and then taken out to the 15. A pickup of a dozen. Bradley Garrity on the reception.
The play called by Sean Crocker there. Being aggressive. You're backed up on the doorstep of your own end zone. Instead of just running the ball up the middle, you go ahead, put the ball in Odom's control. A nice little catch by Garrity going low to get it.
Hall Insurance Company first down, providing quality insurance products to our senior community. Odom, whose dad played at Cal Berkeley. His mom was a basketball player there. She's also the coach at NC Central of their women's program. We'll come back here for Castellon. First time that Sergio Castellon has touched the ball. Castellon will have a reception, a couple of yards. It'll be second down.
Make a man miss and then get a couple extra yards. That's a good job. Not a lot of room to run, but now another critical third down coming up.
He ended up picking up just one, did Castellon. 5'10", 158-pound senior. Coach Crocker called him one of their more dependable players. And ooh, right there is Bo Atkinson to take down Greg Wheelis as soon as he touched the football.
Backside blocks are so important. Atkinson just beating his man crossing face. And there you see the power. 350-pound bench press by Atkinson. 6'6" frame. You see the weight. He's got so much room to grow as he moves into that defensive end role at North Carolina. He's so athletic, though. He can play with his hand in the dirt or back in his linebacker position as well. See him standing up there at the bottom of the screen.
That was Carter, actually, who's in the game still at running back. A throw, and it's going to be incomplete, intended for Garrity. And now fourth down upcoming, and they will have to punt for a second time. And they'll have to do it from deep in their own territory. So Tyler Thompson, a 40-yard boomer, his first time. And that's actually going to be Jafari doing the kicking. Irvon Jafari, who is usually their place kicker and handles their kickoff duties, out to punt here after Thompson had a really good opening punt. So not only does Jafari have to come in He, of course, is the backup punter, but now he's having to do it with 5 more yards. His team moving in the wrong direction. But this young guy right there is a really, really good kicker, Jay. He is someone that as a freshman in high school for the JV team hit 18 out of 23 point afters. As a freshman on the JV team.
And the thing that shows is the trust that Sean Crocker has in him. Such a talented player. It's only going to continue to get better and strengthen that leg.
Well, fair catch was made by Drew Thomas there, and a really nice job to send it down, but we have a penalty marker. So the snap's poor, but he still got it off, and they roll into the kicker. Wow. So that is an unfortunate break there as Dylan Cozy rolled into the kicker. So the penalty had to have been waved off. I really doubt they would have declined it there. But that was a super punt. Jay, that one went 42 yards.
Pressure in his face. Jafari booted it out there. And now another drive here where Leesville has excellent field position.
They're going to start on the Panther Creek side of the field already with a touchdown advantage. To the air, Murray. Can't get it out to his receiver there off the hands of McMillan. Murray has just been a tad off one way or the other tonight. Certainly has a good arm and some ability, but he is only making his second varsity start.
And here Winston getting a break on this drive, playing both ways. We've seen him from his defensive back position, and here not starting out here. He's been so good on the offensive end, especially on 3rd and 4th down.
And Scott tackled. Not a whole lot for DJ Scott there. Greg Wheelis had 6 tackles last week, a couple tackles for loss. Marilyn Payne is on the sidelines tonight. She's got an injury update for us from downstairs. Marilyn?
It's a bad night for Panther Creek's Tyler Thompson, given his status right now when he left the field with a shoulder injury on the previous drive for Leesville. He tried really hard to convince the training staff to let him go back out there on the field. They were testing his shoulders up and down, trying to test his strength, and then had him do push-ups. And when he couldn't do the push-up with the clap without wincing, the training staff said, don't even try it. They're going to come after you now, recognizing he's got a weak right shoulder. And he continued to walk him through different movements. A lot of pain for Thompson. His shoulder pad's now off, and he's staying on the sidelines for the Catamounts.
So 3rd down and 9 here, Jay.
Winston up at the top of the screen.
It is 4th down, so they are going to punt. And that will bounce. Jesse Powell wisely gets away from it. It'll tumble down at the 14-yard line. So that's a 35-yard punt. We were not caught up on the sticks there. It was 3rd down and they missed on the pass. But Will Murray early on, Jay, seems to be really cognizant to try to get rid of the football and not allow this very tough defensive front time to get to him here. And that's really helping a secondary that was having some guys move around. They have Mo Laneem starting for the first time tonight. So this is a secondary that had some questions coming in for Panther Creek.
Yeah, some younger players back there, but the front 7 is the strength of the Panther Creek defense. So they're doing a good job with their blitzing scheme getting to the quarterback.
Oh, Atkinson batted it in the air. It is intercepted by Lassiter. And another Panther Creek turnover, their second of the first quarter.
See this ball just shoot up in the air as Odom pulls it back, and then Atkinson with the recognition to just kind of slow down, get his arms up. And that ball just bounced up. Look at that. Good job with that right hand. And then here's Lassiter tracking it down, and then another drive here. Second turnover in the red zone for the Pride.
3 times this week when we were talking to Coach Kolstad in the conversation about Bo Atkinson, he used the word motor 4 times.
Yeah. And you can see it. He just jumps off the screen with how hard he plays.
So this drive will start in the CPI red zone, or will it? No, it's going to start just outside. Nonetheless, CPI protecting the Southeast for more than 25 years.
I'll tell you the message for both coaching staffs at the halftime break here, not even into the second quarter, but it's going to be penalties. Both sides just continuing to hurt themselves, and now Leesville 1st and 15 playing behind the chains.
51 seconds to go here in this opening quarter, which has nearly taken 45 minutes with all the penalties. Scott, who already has a touchdown tonight, slams the brakes, goes into a second gear. Scott able to get back a good amount of those yards and then some as he takes it down to the 11-yard line.
Bailey Wagner, John Sollers up front for the blocking, just clearing things out. And for Scott, you make a couple man miss, and then you finish off the run. Good job with his protection of the football as he went to the ground.
DJ Scott, his high came against Broughton in the spring, 145 yards. Second down and short. From the 12, it'll be a first down. Scott running through a tackle, cuts it back at the goal line. He will bulldoze his way in for a score. 13-yard run for Scott to go with his other touchdown run of 12, and it's a Wake Tech touchdown. Lead the way at Wake Tech.
This offensive line starting to get into a groove. Atkinson on the left, pancaking his man. Winston out of the wide receiver position, knocking his guy out of the way. Hogan as well, and Scott, he's just getting into that rhythm now, that groove. Really doing a nice job letting his blocker set up in front to go into the end zone.
The kick is up, the kick is true, as it is through for Jordan Brown, who hits his 22nd career PAT. He was 19 of 22 in the spring, and there's a really good look at DJ Scott, the junior. So a couple of early turnovers here for Panther Creek on the road. Leesville, who's been licking their chops to play since they were forced to forfeit from the second round of the state playoffs in the spring due to a COVID issue. And they have come out. We've seen a little bit of everything. They've forced some turnovers. They've overcome some adversity with penalties. And DJ Scott is a guy who, on the ground for them, can get things done. You know, coaches often talk about, well, we're 50-50, we're half this, half that. Last week, Jay, they had 138 yards passing and 138 yards rushing. So you can't get more half and half than that. Now, you and I know when a coach says 50-50, they're either a run guy or a pass guy.
Right.
They're going to claim that.
Never exact.
Right. That was exact last week, though.
Said it was 50-50, and he meant it.
Well, he did last week, at least. The averages worked out in his favor. So we're going to have an open door kickoff here. Open door, the new way to sell your home. So with 14 seconds to go here. Kickoff from Tyler Graham. This will be taken from the 5 this time. And Panther Creek will get a good return out to the 24. That's a 19-yard run on the kickoff return there. Nicely done by the Catamounts' Dion Jacobs. Right now, the man of the hour is DJ Scott, the junior, with a couple of touchdowns of 10-plus yards on the ground rushing. Panther Creek from their own 24-yard line with just 7 seconds remaining. Odom, the man draped on him, and it's incomplete. Mari Odom, who was having the pressure put on him in a big way there from Braxton Lassiter. It'll bring up second down and 10. 8. There's been a little bit of a hometown trigger on the clock there, right?
One more play in, but Patrick, I'll tell you, Panther Creek there starting to bring another man over to block Atkinson. Jaden Carter coming over to chip him, so he couldn't get into the backfield. But the Catamounts have to find a ground game here to have some balance.
Carter will get the handoff. Carter picks up a couple. Will advance the football out to the 26. So third down when we return. We'll let you know what Panther Creek does when you join us on the other side. Honda Dealers of the Carolinas Friday Night Rivals, presented by Talk It Out NC.
This is a show where every word counts. Wild dog.
Weeknights at 11 on MyRDC 28. For homicide detectives, the first 48 hours is everything.
We're investigating murder.
Once that line is breached without a lead,
Who pulled the trigger?
the odds of solving a case are cut in half.
911, what is your emergency?
Weekdays at 10.
We all wear multiple hats. A different hat for every job. At Wake Tech, we have multiple hats too. From welding, to construction management, to baking, to public safety. Wake Tech can help you determine which hat fits you best. Visit Wake Tech online or in person and try one on for size. Wake Tech. Success starts here.
When your family gathers around a shakaroni from Papa John's, you're sharing more than extra cheese and pepperoni. You're sharing scholarships, meals, and laughter. Because $1 from every shakaroni goes to charity. That's pizza with a purpose.
Are you turning 65 or currently on Medicare? Well, then listen up. I'm Medicare Mel, owner of the Hall Insurance Group, and I'm here to help you. You can enroll in a Medicare plan that includes free dental, vision, and prescription drug coverage. Plus, we can help you eliminate your Part B premium and put money back in your Social Security check. And I'm local, so call me. Medicare Mel, I can help, but not if you don't call. 919-804-0828.
Do you want more control of your fragrance? The Airwick Scented Oil Warmer has 5 settings, not 3, for better fragrance control than Febreze Plug. Take control of your fragrance with Airwick.
So Panther Creek facing a third down here. Amari Odom has had an interesting few years. He's moved to North Carolina, back to the West Coast, back to North Carolina, and he tries to set up a bubble screen here, and it's going to be incomplete. They blitzed the man to put pressure on him. It was Atkinson. But Amari Odom, who has a world of potential, he's been West Coast, East Coast, but he's been up and down tonight.
Yeah, and he's a guy that you see his arm strength, that one huge play to Powell. I mean, he's got the accuracy, the ability to make any throw in the playbook. He's also an AAU basketball star as well, so an opportunity to potentially play college basketball as well. But right now, he's not getting the protection up front to find his open receivers, and they're having to call some of these slip screen plays to try to get the ball out quickly.
So a looping snap. This time it doesn't drag the turf. That went off the side of the foot, and will take a very fortunate bounce, all things considered. It's only going to be about a 26-yard punt. So excellent field position for Leesville Road coming up. Well, stay tuned. We'll have the MySpotNC.com halftime report. During the show, we'll have this week's Riddle and Brantley Scholar Athletes, participating school interviews with the principals, highlights from across the country, and more. Don't wait to vaccinate. Find a COVID-19 vaccine location near you at findmyspotnc.gov. Rhodes' defense has been most excellent here tonight. They're going to start at midfield this time. And here comes the penalty marker. And that's going to be against the Panther Creek defense.
I'll tell you, Will Murray's doing a heck of a job going on 2. with that hard count, he's continuing to get the catamounts to jump.
Scott, second level, and Scott has a first down. DJ Scott will pick up 11. DJ Scott already with a pair of scores tonight. 134 yards and a touchdown last week in their opener where they beat Wakefield by the count of 18-8. That played good for another Wake Tech first down. Lead the way at Wake Tech. High snap. He had to use every bit of that 6'4" frame to bring it in, and Murray will dart out of bounds. We have a flag trailing the play. Going to be a hold. Looks like they might have got Tim Hogan, the left tackle.
And that's so tough for an offensive lineman when that ball is snapped high and the quarterback has to kind of move out of the pocket to catch it. You see the defender darting inside. You see here just the hold right there up the middle. That was number 76, Tito Clark II, getting held right in the interior of that defense.
Clark, a backup nose tackle. A lot of those backups are going to have to go tonight. And a lot of those second line guys with Thompson status, which hampers this Panthers Creek defensive front tremendously against a very veteran Leesville offensive line. So first and 17, Murray with time lobs it out, has his man on the sideline, but he dropped it at the 10. That was right in the breadbasket. McMillan had it go through his arms.
A beautiful pass by Murray, and I'll tell you, with Thompson out of the ball game, Panthers Creek has changed their defensive alignment. Instead of 4 defensive linemen with their hand in they're now bringing another defender with 5. They're trying to create pressure. The offensive line held up for Leesville Road. Perfect pass right in stride. Probably just couldn't bring it down.
Jameer Reagan defensively was there. That was on the receiver. Another high snap. This one flared out. And it'll be caught. Grab was made by Nico Saunier. Saunier with the reception, his first of the year. It's going to be third down. Murray played at North Myrtle Beach High in the fall. He was a chief. He was off the bench there, 9 of 20 for 98 yards. Third and long here. There wasn't a whole lot of running room that time for Scott. So they're going to punt the football. Will Leesville for the second time tonight. Now they're going to call the play in here. This will be something that the quarterback will survey. So we could see a quick kick. Can't draw them off for a first down. We're going to go for it. See what Scott can do. Scott gets the room. Scott into the red zone. He'll have enough for a first down.
Leesville Road's had so much success going off the left side, the line of scrimmage. Again, we've called their numbers. Simpkins clearing things out.
Scott's eyes there, Jay.
Yeah. Keeping his eyes up, baiting the defense inside.
Got an injury there. Riley Wittenberg, the player, down. We'll be operating from the CPI Security System red zone when we return.
I've always had a big appetite for the next adventure in life. But this one, not exactly small, but still has that big Quest nutrition. You know, I left the business world for a different path. It's all about balance. I became a rookie yoga instructor. That's my passion. And these cookies? Who said you can't have more than one passion?
With a Honda in your garage, every summer adventure leads to another. Get an incredible summer offer on a new Honda, only at the Honda Summer Sales Event.
Ready, set, go.
Leesville Road inside the CPI Security Red Zone. CPI protecting the Southeast for more than 25 years. Patrick Johnson, Jason Alder, and Marilyn Payne, our entire crew here tonight. Wittenberg was able to make his way off the field. So not only are we in the CPI Red Zone, but we had another Wake Tech first down for Leesville Road. Lead the way at Wake Tech. Jesse Powell there having to play both receiver as a starter and then strong safety. And he would certainly play on offense, but he wouldn't take as many snaps if this were a totally healthy Panther Creek team with their two top receivers. So from the 19-yard line, Leesville with a 2-score lead. Play action, Murray over the middle. It's caught, touchdown! And that is a Wake Tech touchdown for Nasir Winston. Lead the way at Wake Tech.
Nasir Winston has impressed me so much tonight. His ability as a college prospect needs to continue to be focused on by these college coaches. You see him do it on the defensive end. Here on the offensive end, the hand-eye coordination, that ball in the perfect spot by Murray, up over the top of the defender, and then he watched it over his shoulder, protected as he went to the ground. And he's come up in pressure situations all night long.
Another opportunity here for Jordan Brown. The high snap, but Brown off the good placement able to knock it through, and it's 21-0 in favor of the Pride here at home. So Panther Creek, who had come in having won 6 straight road games in the regular season, down 3 scores here, and Nasir Winston continues to do big things here tonight. Winston was pretty tightly guarded too. It had to turn around and get that bullet from Murray. Pretty good throw from Murray there in his second high school start. And now for Panther Creek, Jay, this is a time where you had some adversity last week, but you never really trailed in that game. Here you're down 3 scores, and with a lot of time left in the first half, you just have to start to kind of do this one play at a time.
Yeah, and I mean, you've got to be consistent on the offensive end. You've got to clean up the penalties. And another key here is you just have to maintain a drive to give your defense a break. I know this is only the first half, but you can see them starting to wear down up front, the pad level. Leesville Road is staying lower. Panther Creek standing straight up. So this offense, they need to score points, but they've got to give their defense a break.
Open door kickoff, the new way to sell your home and hold everything. So that'll back Leesville up 5. Creek also, not only were they without a couple of great receivers here tonight, but they lost 3 guys who were playing at the next level. Jonathan Streeter in the spring was a receiver for him who had 10 touchdowns, over 2,200 career yards. He's at App State now. Zay Jones at Gardner-Webb, he had 450 yards receiving in the spring. And then Glenn Holloman, 350 yards, 6 touchdowns. He had over 1,200 yards in his career. He's now at UNC Charlotte. So Panther Creek having to adjust to a new offense, and that's a good start for them on the short kickoff. A very nice return, and it is brought out for excellent field position by Jacobs.
Jacobs using his vision to run towards that left side, started up in the middle. See him follow the blockers as a middle return, but he just read things with the little cut right there. One man overran it, and then here's the speed. Get past the 35.
Well, during the fourth quarter of tonight's game, we'll be selecting the West Shore Home Player of the Game. West Shore Home, convert your old bathtub into a modern and spacious walk-in shower in just one day. 1st and 10, and the throw incomplete, intended for Powell, and again pressure being put on Amari Odom. Odom went to the West Coast in the summer, got an offer from UNLV. He was in a camp at UCLA, also getting some attention from Tennessee and UNC, and you see his towel there, Cal. Of course, his dad Dwayne played football at Cal Berkeley. Last week he was hurt a lot by his teammates not hanging onto the football for him. He went 13 of 30 for 148 yards. But Jay, this is a young man that threw for almost 2,100 yards in the 9-game spring season.
He did. He had an outstanding shortened season there, and coming into this year, a strong effort in camps this summer, recruiting interest picking up. You know, he's a guy, again, you look at his body type, that strong arm, so much room to grow, his athleticism. He plays basketball. He's got all the tools you look for in a quarterback.
So Wheelis off tackle. And with 3 minutes gone by here in the second quarter, Wheelis is able to get a first down. So Wake Tech first down, lead the way at Wake Tech. Amari Odom. The snap. Odom, quick drop, quick release. Thrown away from his receiver, Amari Thompson. So out of reach of the junior. And that time, Jay, he might have had a little more time than he perhaps realized, but you can see where he's been drilled all week in practice to get rid of that football quickly.
Well, it's been tough. Yeah, he's had pressure in his face all night long. The Catamounts brought an extra guy down on the line. Only a 2-man route there to try to give him a little bit more time, but they've got to have a running game here.
2nd and 10. Powell will make the catch. Powell with a first down across the 40. And Powell will be gang tackled down near the 45. Nice throw, excellent catch, and then Powell with some physicality to pick up some extra yards.
This is a good job by Powell helping out his quarterback. See here a little backside fallen wall by the left side of the offensive line. And here he is, 4 or 5 defenders coming over trying to bring down Powell.
So Powell will take a breather after that Wake Tech first down. Lead the way at Wake Tech. We're moving the football here from the 44. He's going to take off and run, and he'll get chased down from behind. Nice tackle made there by Lassiter. Braxton Lassiter, the defensive end.
Lassiter, only a sophomore. We'll see number 90 right here, just staying with it, throwing his man off, and then the closing speed to track down Odom.
A lot is made of Bo Atkinson, and rightfully so, but this is the next great defensive end to come out of Leesville right there.
Look at that size. Only a sophomore. His potential is unlimited, and you see that speed. That's what college coaches are looking for, that athleticism.
Loss of 11, so 2nd and 21. Oh, there's a pretty ball, but it's going to be incomplete. Led his receiver a little too much there. Now 3rd down and long for Amari Odom. He started to take off there, Jay, and while he perhaps fancies himself as a little bit of a dual threat quarterback, his coach Sean Crocker said, I want him to be just a don't get hit guy.
He wants him to have a clean pocket and not force him into running situations. But if you watch this defensive line for Leesville Road, this front 7, there's no threat of a run, and they're just trying to tee off and get in the backfield.
Passing down in situation here. Catch made out at the 40-yard line. Castellan driven back. Sergio Castellan with his 2nd catch of the game, matching his total from last week, and probably a guy you will see go to for Panther Creek offensively, a possession guy. And now it's going to bring up 4th down. So the punting duties being handled by Irvan Jafari. And the junior has been pretty good in there tonight. Has plenty of time here. Gets it away. Going to kick it away from Drew Thomas. And that one's going to bounce and roll into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Inside of 7 minutes to go, Honda dealers of the Carolinas, Friday night rivals, presented by Talk It Out NC. Leesville in control at home.
Are you turning 65 or currently on Medicare? Well, then listen up. I'm Medicare Male, owner of the Hall Insurance Group, and I'm here to help you. You can enroll in a Medicare plan that includes free dental, vision, and prescription drug coverage. Plus, we can help you eliminate your Part B premium and put money back in your Social Security check. And I'm local, so call me. Medicare Male, I can help, but not if you don't call. 919-804-0828.
If there's ever a summer to get away, this is it. And the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event is here to make it happen. Secure your deal and head to your Hyundai dealer today, where new vehicles are arriving daily. And get away with summer-only savings on all models. This is your summer to get away with it all. Hey, it's your journey. Own it. Now, get 1.9% APR for 60 months on the Tucson, or lease for just $269 a month. Visit buyhyundai.com today.
First broadcast of the campaign for Friday Night Rivals. It's just great to be back. Normal high school football. August. Yeah, it's a little hot and muggy, but here we are in week 2 of the season. Our maiden voyage of 2021. Lots of excitement around the Leesville Road program, and of course 4A football, a tougher neighborhood this year. In fact, all these classifications are going to be, Jay, because they're no longer subdividing the playoffs as the NCHSAA. So 4 state champions. They've added a round to the playoffs. It'll be a tougher road for a state champion in modern times. Oh, what a catch. Winston, goodbye, touchdown. What a deadly strike out of the timeout after the exchange of possession. And a Wake Tech touchdown, the second of the game for Nasir Winston, lead the way at Wake Tech.
See here on the replay, up front, plenty of time. Will Murray throwing a strike. And then look at the speed, the route running of Winston. He's been the MVP so far this ball game, doing it on both sides of the field, the defensive end, and here from his wide receiver position, again, just showing off his tools.
So Winston with a pair of touchdowns. Scott on the ground with 2 runs. Point after is true, and that makes it 28-zip in favor of Leesville here at home. And Jay, this is a pretty good Panther Creek team right now that they're whipping up on.
This Panther Creek team is ranked one of the top teams in the state in Leesville Road, right there with them coming into this ball game. And right now they've got the momentum, and they're really attacking Panther Creek, finding opportunities for Winston, and especially in one-on-one situations. No safety help over the top. If the offensive line can protect, which they did, there's going to be opportunities in the passing game, and they've executed.
So stay tuned for the MySpotNC.com halftime report. We'll have this week's Riddle and Brantley Scholar athletes, participating school interviews with the principals, highlights from across the country, and more. Don't wait to vaccinate. Find a COVID-19 vaccine location near you at MySpotNC.gov. So Nasir Winston, who in the spring had just a single touchdown, has doubled that total here in the fall, or at least the fall 21 season so far. A Leesville Road program that is hungry for some championship level success, losing to Vance in 2019 in the title game, and then having their playoffs and their hopes dashed because of COVID in the spring. Tyler Graham, who's the big leg of the 2 kickers that they use, will approach the football and went off the pads of a Leesville player who dived back off it after it pinballed off another there. So that was Braylon Lamar jumping on it after Lamine had it go off his pads following a deflection. They're just not on track, it doesn't seem like, tonight for Panther Creek.
Yeah, they've been out of sync. And again, you still have a half to go, better part of the second quarter, but you've got to turn things around here quickly especially trying to build some confidence going into the halftime break. And this is a dangerous position. This is a team, especially on the defensive end, that's been out on the field predominantly in the first half. The offense has to find the running game here to help the pass. They can't go all to the pass.
Odom going to run it himself on the ground, and Odom with some good yardage. He fights to just shy of the 30-yard line.
You know, Panther Creek doesn't want to use Odom a lot in the running game, but I think they have to go to him with that zone read. And you saw it there. He did such a good job of reading the defensive end, holding the ball, and then taking off.
Gain of 5. Second down and 5 now from the 28-yard line. And a pass thrown behind his receiver, Jesse Powell. That'll be incomplete. Odom throws a good ball. In the spring, as we mentioned, completed 59% of his passes, 24 touchdowns and 2,100 yards. Of course, he had those 3 great receivers, so that certainly helped. This is an offensive line, too, that really took its lumps in the spring, but we've got Jordan Carter at right guard, a converted running back, the Gano brothers at either tackle. Try to keep Laster from getting to Odom. They do long enough for him to unleash a pass. The tackle is made there quickly as soon as the ball was caught. It's Winston Webb coming up to make the tackle and make life tough for Amari Thompson.
Perfect technique by Webb there. And I'll tell you, this defensive line is getting to Odom without that extra rusher. So it's benefiting the linebackers in the secondary. They can sit back in coverage and know that the Catamounts are trying to get rid of the ball quickly, so they can sit there, just read the eyes, and then pounce on it. There's nowhere to run after that ball is caught.
So another 3 and out, and the 5th punt of the game so far. Ferry won't send anybody. He gets it away. Thomas rather, drifting back. Thomas to the 40, midfield, trying to step in, and he's brought down at the 42. Nice return for Drew Thomas, and that will set up excellent field position yet again for the Pride.
For Leesville Road right here, they're just clicking. Look at this special teams effort. First of all, good job there, not pushing, putting your arms up in the air. Then there's the extra block by Atkinson. Guys fighting downfield and creating a path for a huge return.
So from the 40-yard line, Leesville will take over here. And Jay, you've got to think that last quick strike, if we see something like that here, this could really make things a tough uphill climb for the Catamounts. Murray bootlegging out on the run, guns it down the field. It'll be caught. First down yardage, and it's a reception made by Winston again.
Winston and Murray look like they're in mid-season form. That naked bootleg, and there's Winston going across the field, running so relaxed, in total control. Another huge play for his team.
So it's going to be a Wake Tech first down. Lead the way at Wake Tech. The 26-yard line after the 14-yard pickup, and they go back to Scott again. And Scott will wrestle his way. He's close to first down yardage.
22, DJ Scott finally brought down by number 5, Jaden Carter, number 33, Braden Lamar.
Scott just continuing to run so well. Just has a feel working with his offensive line, getting those tough yards in between the tackles.
He takes the football inside the CPI red zone, protecting the Southeast for more than 25 years. CPI. Scott with 566 yards in the spring. The scores in this game here. He gets 8 there, but here comes a penalty marker. That's one thing Leesville has done here the last few possessions, especially after the first. They have cleaned things up, but this penalty will go against Panther Creek. So it'll result in a Leesville Road first down. The
This defense has been out on the field a lot here in the first half. Just watch the pad level. When you get tired, you stand up straight. This Leesville offensive line getting push up front because they're gaining leverage and staying low.
High snap, ball loose. Scott able to dive on it. So now second down. Told we might see a little bit of John Mark Shaw tonight for a couple of series. This game continues to go in the direction it's going. We might see him for extended time. He's also a junior, 6'5", 205 pounds. So they have a couple of really good young quarterbacks here. Quick pass on second down and 18. In Westbrook, the reception. Westbrook, who made 3 catches in a game in the spring against Inlow. It's the second reception of the night.
Gain to the 14-yard line, 3rd and 11.
So third down upcoming here. Ball will be spotted just inside the 14, close to the 13-yard line here. Third down and 11. They do not need the end zone to get a fresh set of downs.
Winston in the slot.
Bootleg again. Pressure comes. The catch is made. And that, of course, was Bo Atkinson.
They had a high-low route there on the bootleg. Winston going over the top with the double move, and then here Atkinson is kind of flaring out here into the flat. This was a heck of a catch. There's that athleticism coming down with that. Good job helping out Murray.
Tyler Graham's on for a field goal attempt out of the Will Murray hole.
So 4th and 6. Bo Atkinson with that catch. That has set up a first or a 4th down and a try of a field goal here. This will be Graham taking the field goal try. He's got the big leg and he boots it through. So Tyler Graham makes it 31-0. Atkinson, I was going to say, Jay, where Simpkins is more of that receiving H-back, I think Atkinson is more the guy that wants to block and hit people downfield. He'll catch the football if it's thrown his way, but I think his favorite thing to do out there is to certainly put pad on pad and create some lanes for his teammates.
So I'll tell you, he loves to hit people or run by people on the defensive end. But that catch that he had, it just shows the athleticism that he has. You know, we talked about him playing defensive end, but this year he's going to be standing up more, kind of playing off the edge and even a linebacker role. So it just shows his versatility, the different things that he'll be able to do once he gets to the college level at North Carolina.
There was some thought that he might go to Michigan. He really enjoyed his visit there, but Mack Brown, who's done a fantastic job of recruiting players in North Carolina, but also around the country, has really got a lot of great contacts, still very popular. We talked to a lot of high school coaches all across this state, and they love Mack Brown. They really do. Even those that aren't UNC fans love Mack Brown.
What he's been able to do with recruiting classes, keeping the top players at home, and then going nationally, picking the top recruits.
Well, that's just it, Jay. He's going head-to-head with SEC schools for top recruits. This one is angled by Graham. It'll be taken from the 15 to the 20, and Panther Creek will have the football out around the 30-yard line. It'll be open door with the kickoff there. The new way to sell your home, open door.
Travis Shaw, the defensive tackle from Grimsley High School in Greensboro that we saw in the state championship game in the spring, just committed to North Carolina 2 weeks ago.
Sure did.
A couple of the top defensive linemen going to Chapel Hill, committing this summer.
Something about that wins championships, right? Defense does. And while they certainly have a lot of exciting offensive players, you're right, getting these young defensive players to commit, that bodes well down the road for UNC. So 1:15 to go. All Pride here, 31-0. First snap for Odom. Odom scrambling. Will throw on the run. Catch is made out across the 40. That reception was made by Sushant Kutumbaka. Sue, as they call him. Kutumbaka with the reception, his first of the game. He's a junior. And that'll bring up a Wake Tech first down. Lead the way at Wake Tech. Odom with delivery. Goes to the other side of the field. Castellon with the reception. Castellon with his third grab, and a timeout taken by Panther Creek. Let's go down now to our Marilyn Payne, who is standing by with the State Health Director and Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Betsy Tilson. She spoke with her earlier.
I have Dr. Betsy Tilson here with me. She's the State Health Director and Chief Medical Officer for the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. My first question for you, that title, what does it mean? What do you do with NCDHHS?
That means that I really oversee improving the health and the wellness of North Carolinians. So from everything from thinking about food security, access to medical care, and responding to a pandemic.
So you've certainly had your hands full over the last 18 months, I can only imagine. Right now, what do our community's COVID rates look like in particular when it comes to the Delta variant?
Yes, unfortunately, earlier in the summer, our rates were low. We are now seeing rates of lots of acceleration, lots of cases, lots of hospitalizations, and that's due to this Delta variant that is so much more contagious than prior versions of the virus.
Well, I got my vaccine back in March. I got the Pfizer. It's now FDA approved. Right. What do our vaccination numbers look like across the community in the state right now when it comes to what might be a factor in the spread of the Delta variant?
So we're doing okay, but we can do better. About 2/3 of our adults have been vaccinated and almost half of our teenagers have been vaccinated. So that's great. We got to do better. The past couple of weeks, though, we're seeing more and more people get vaccinated, and with this full approval of Pfizer, people should be really reassured about the safety and effectiveness of these vaccines.
Now, I know I was giving some of my friends who got the Moderna or other vaccines a little bit of a tease, even though they've stayed COVID-free as well. But why is it so important, regardless of which vaccine you get right now, to go get vaccinated when it comes to what we can do in the community?
That's right. I got Moderna as well, so we're in the same camp. So what we want to be on the other side of this pandemic. I'll tell you, there's nobody more than me that wants to be on the other side of this pandemic. We want kids in school. We want Friday night football. We want our players on the field. We want our cheerleaders on the sidelines. We want our fans in the stands. We all want to get back to normal. And the way to do that is with vaccination. We have safe and effective vaccination, so I encourage everybody to do it so we can get back to normal.
Well, we thank you so much for your time and all of the information that you've given us tonight. We appreciate you being here with us. Again, Dr. Betsy Tilson, the State Health Director and a Chief Medical Officer with North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services.
Thank you very much, Maryland. And Odom with the strike that time for a first down. So trying to get something going here as they burn their next to last time out here of the first half. So a Wake Tech first down there, lead the way at Wake Tech. Odom certainly has shown some signs of being somebody who has a tremendous amount of ability. He's someone that's been a leader on the field here, and you can see, Jay, he just doesn't have that one go-to receiver that can, is dynamic and can make plays at crunch time.
Well, with the injuries right now, the wide receiver position, the star players that he lost last year, a lot of new faces, and still trying to find a way to get into connection with them, but also the offensive line has a tough task tonight, and there's been pressure in Odom's face all night long. And this Panther Creek team, they need to get to the halftime break, regroup, but they've got to have a sense of urgency here in the second half, especially in the offense and defensive lines. They've got to get pressure from the defensive side. The O-line has to hold up, and we've been talking about it. I know there's a huge deficit, but you've got to have at least a threat of the run to help out Odom in the passing game.
Chris Brighton, who is a inside receiver for him, out with a stress fracture injury. Could be back next week when they take on Durham Jordan. That game will be played the Thursday before Labor Day. Jordan 1-0 coming into play tonight. Our old friend Justin Allred, the former Rose offensive coordinator, now a head coach at Jordan. They'll have an open week and then take on Apex at home. 12 seconds to go here. Odom. Oh, what a creative play to get it behind him to Wheelis. Wheelis able to get some positive yardage before he is drilled and brought down. Logan Bauer, the outside linebacker, tracking him down. 4.5 seconds to go. Boy, Odom is creative. You never know what he's going to do with the football.
Look at his feet here. Watch him here. Feel the pressure and then just kind of skirt inside and then make a play. That's an innate ability that you can't teach. And he's fighting for his team. Got a huge deficit, but still finding a way to make a play.
So the final timeout burnt by the Catamounts here. Team that averaged 241 yards of total offense, or pardon me, over 300 yards of total offense in the spring. They had 241 last week against Hillside, yet only won the game by 3. Just 93 yards rushing. This is a team that, despite their really excellent record in winning their conference in the spring, averaged just 60 yards rushing per game. So they are a throw first. There's no doubt about that, but I agree with you wholeheartedly, Jay. They've got to find some semblance of a way to keep this defense honest for Leesville in the second half. Second down, 5. Odom scrambling. Odom staying behind the line. Heaves it downfield. It'll be batted away and incomplete. He got it into the end zone there. Castellon, but it was batted away. Jimerson, the corner, getting his hands on it. And that's how we will end the first half. So all Leesville here in the first half. The Pride very impressive here at home with a 31 zip advantage through a half of football. And they're looking for a 2-0 start. They were sloppy last week in the opinion of their head coach. Sloppy at times here. But they got it going, and that offense has put 31 points on the board here in the first half. Marilyn Payne is with Coach Kolstad. Marilyn?
Ben, you explained that you were frustrated with the sloppiness and the shortness of drives last week. How do you feel about the way your offense has controlled this ball game tonight?
Yeah, we've executed better. I mean, we still had some sloppy penalties early, but found a way to execute some fourth downs, and we had some big plays. Defense has played strong again, and we're a good ball team right now.
31-0. I feel like that's easy to say. DJ Scott and Nasir Winston with a pair of touchdowns apiece. Is the balance what you want to see so far to this game?
No doubt, yeah. Our defense is playing well. Haven't gotten much. Our offense is controlling the ball. Lots of plays. They're tired. Panther Creek's tired. We challenge our kids to be more physical, and right now we are.
Thanks for your time. Patrick, back to you.
Maryland, great job down there. Coach Kolstad, stoic. He has the game face on, even with a 31 zip advantage. His defense pitching a shutout. His offense, the ground game is going, and then they got it going through the air.
In a summer like no other, this courtroom is hot.
I completely understand.
Yeah, I'm glad that you understand. I don't need you to validate me. Let me just make my point. You had said at the outset was we always had a troubled relationship. You're like, no, she was really kind. But then she just started being herself and destroying her own property.
I opened up my doors to her
that is
and
not
her
true
2
at
daughters.
all. I gave him rent. I have proof. I think I should write.
It's a hot bench summer. Weeknights at 7 and 7:30 on MyRDC 28.
With a Honda in your garage, every summer adventure leads to another. Get an incredible summer offer on a new Honda, only at the Honda Summer Sales Event.
Ready, set, go.
Back to school. I love it. Rooms to go. I love it. I love it.
It's the best back to school ever with the Rooms to Go Kids and Teens Back to School Sale.
I love it. I love it.
Get the furniture your kids want at prices parents love. Don't miss the Rooms to Go Kids and Teens Back to School Sale.
Back to school. I love it. Rooms to go. I love it.
Losing him is the hardest thing I've ever been through. But Stephen L. Lyons Funeral Home is doing so much for my family I can't begin to put it into words. And because we pre-planned with Steve last year, we ensured that all of his wishes are being met. I don't have to worry about anything. My family can relax at this difficult time and celebrate his life.
Won't you give us a call today? We would be honored to provide you the trust, service, and compassion you rightfully deserve in your time of need. That is our promise here at the Stephen L. Lyons Funeral Home.
Welcome back to the myspot.nc.gov halftime report. Panther Creek trailing 31-0 versus Leesville Road. Right now we have our Scholar Athletes of the Week brought to you by Riddle and Brantley. Let's take a look at these two outstanding young men, one from each of these schools here.
Riddle and Brantley is proud to present the Friday Night Rivals Riddle and Brantley Scholar Athlete of the Week. From Panther Creek High School, the Riddle and Brantley Scholar Athlete of the Week is Chris Brightman. Chris is a 2-year varsity football starter, academic all-conference, a state leader in triple jump, and carries a 3.8 GPA. Chris also volunteers for Eastern Carolina Food Bank, North Carolina Healthy Transitions, and Say So Inc. From Leesville Road High School, the Riddle and Brantley Scholar Athlete of the Week is Drew Thomas. Drew is a 3-year varsity football letterman, second team all-conference, a varsity baseball standout, and carries a 4.45 GPA. Drew also volunteers for his church and the YMCA.
Riddle and Brantley is proud to be a sponsor of the Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Congratulations to these All-Stars, and good luck on your eligibility for a $5,000 scholarship at the end of the season.
Riddle and Brantley. Injured in an accident? Call Riddle and Brantley when justice counts.
I'm excited now to be joined by Dr. Gregory Decker, the principal at Panther Creek High School. Thanks so much for making it out here tonight and for coming over to talk with us. My first question for you, back in the classroom, regular capacity, what's that been like for your school to this point?
It's lifted our spirits. I mean, there's been 16 months where this didn't happen, and there's just joy. And the teachers are crying when the kids are coming in the first day, so excited to see them again. And, there's life in the building again, and that's just really exciting.
Now, I can only imagine the amount of work that you and everyone on your faculty and staff has put in to make this happen. What's it been like for you to see all of that work come to fruition and teaching being in person?
Well, we have a great staff. I mean, great teachers. We work together. We're a big team. We're a family. And it's just nice to work together. We've been through a lot during this time, and we started out really wanting to care for the kids. They've been out for 16 months. We don't know what they've learned. We don't know how they are emotionally. So we're really taking good care of our students, each and every one of them, because we always said we got to first get to know our kids before we know what they know. So that's our approach the first couple weeks of school.
What a fantastic approach. Now, week 2 for your football program, a 1-0 start for them. How important is the athletic program to what you do at Panther Creek?
It's great. I mean, we have hundreds of clubs, and I mean hundreds of clubs, and then we have our athletic program. So, part of growing up is getting involved, and building relationships. So, football is just a great Friday night. We want to make sure that we keep everybody safe so we can keep this up for the rest of the season and have crowds like this every Friday.
Well, we are so thankful that you've been a part of your team's crowd here on the road with us at Leesville Road. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate hearing from you and learning more about Panther Creek High School. Stay with us here on Friday Night Rivals. We've got to see if Panther Creek can overcome that 31-0 deficit. We'll be right back after the break.
Need long-lasting freshness? Try new Febreze Unstoppables Touch Fabric Spray. It doesn't just eliminate odors. Simply shake and spray to unlock the breakthrough power of touch-activated scent technology that lasts, even hours later. That's because Febreze Touch stores scent in your fabrics, so you get bursts of freshness with every touch. Your whole world will come alive. Welcome home to fresh with new Febreze Touch.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
We do know that COVID is a very inflammatory disease. We know that there's some inflammation that you will experience from the shot as your body builds immunity after the vaccine, but the level of inflammation that most people get, including children, from COVID is much, much greater than the shot itself.
The vaccines are
much, much, much better for you than actually catching a case of COVID.
Everyone from teens to seniors can get a COVID-19 vaccine. Visit myspot.nc.gov. Sponsored by NCDHHS.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Welcome back to Friday Night Rivals here on my RDC Leesville Road, hosting Panther Creek tonight, and up big, 31-0, the shutout. With me now is Principal Ian Solomon. Principal Solomon, thank you so much for joining me. What has this experience just tonight, having your home opener, been like for you to see all of this student crowd here like it is tonight?
Really, it is a testament to our resiliency and our ability to adapt to situations that are before us. I'm just excited just hearing our kids right now in the background and everything and enjoying themselves, and this is what a Friday night is supposed to be like here in North Carolina.
Now, Monday through Friday, things are back the way that they're supposed to be for you as well. What has been the best moment or the most memorable moment for you of getting students and teachers all back into school?
So that would have been last Thursday when, actually last Friday, when we allowed our kids the opportunity to walk their schedules prior to this Monday with our opening. And having them on campus, although we had to have them in smaller groups, just knowing that they were here in person, being able to experience campus was heartwarming for me.
Now, we can hear your student section, and you've seen your students in the classroom. What has this experience been like for your faculty and your staff?
They are very resilient. Again, excited that kids are back, but also very cognizant of the fact that we still aren't quite back to what we would call normal. And so being very intentional about making sure that we're keeping our kids safe throughout the school day while we're here on campus.
That all makes sense. Thank you so much for your time. We know we heard the same from your head football coach about the care that's going into making sure that all the normalcy can continue. We appreciate the time with you and for hosting us here on Friday Night Rivals.
Thank you so much, and roll Pride.
They are certainly rolling. Stay with us here on my RDC. We'll be back with more after the break.
In a world where thrills never stop, $1 million is on the line, and your fate is decided every 4 minutes by a bunch of random numbers. And just matching. Some numbers can transform it.
We got it. Keno's exciting.
Cool.
Yes.
Carolina Keno. $1 million thrills every 4 minutes.
For 31 years, Appletree has been locally owned and operated with 5-star facilities and an expert staff dedicated to caring for children ages 0 to 12. We strictly follow CDC guidelines and keep facilities clean with Zono sanitation stations. Our parents look forward to receiving daily pictures and updates of their children, which we provide in real time. We offer part-time and full-time care, as well as virtual learning for school-aged children. Appletree has 4 Southeast Raleigh 5-star locations. Space is limited. Call today.
Modern Mechanical, your go-to people.
Trained comfort specialists, professional consultants, trained technicians, residential replacement, commercial construction, and excellent customer support. Call Modern Mechanical because it's hard to stop a train and because
We are
your go-to. Call today or visit modernmechhvac.com.
It's summer. Time to trade hibernation for liberation. Couch time for tan lines. Because there's a big world out there, and it's calling. For every rock, road, and reason to get out and go, you can count on a Kia to take you there. Ranked #1 in dependability by J.D. Power and backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Get 0% APR for up to 60 months or $1,500 customer cash on the purchase of a new 2021 Soul.
Leesville Loonies enjoying themselves at intermission. Home team on top big. It's the MySpotNC.gov halftime report. Let's look at some of those first half highlights for you, Jay. And through the air early, some nice work done by Will Murray in his receiving corps, but it was DJ Scott on the ground.
Yeah, balanced through the air, but the ground game is really what set up this offensive spark. And then the turnovers, 2 turnovers in the first half. Leesville Road really set up the offense with great field position.
After the 2, DJ Scott scores the second one here from 13 yards out. He put on the brake, whoop, went into another gear, and then found the end zone for 6. We started to see Murray get a little more comfortable. And he started to put the ball in the air, but it helps when you have a back like DJ Scott toting the pigskin for you.
Oh, they're converting a 4th down opportunity, and then the offensive line giving him plenty of time to throw. And then Winston was huge throughout that first half, coming down with big catches.
And the second one to Winston in stride. He'll take it to the house. They tacked on a field goal, 31-zip. All Leesville over Panther Creek.
We all wear multiple hats, a different hat for every job. At Wake Tech, we have multiple hats too, from welding to construction management to baking to public safety. Wake Tech can help you determine which hat fits you best. Visit Wake Tech online or in person and try one on for size. Wake Tech. Success starts here.
My high school coach always used to say that's one hungry player. You guys at Quest knew that? Okay, but they got all the big Quest nutrition stuff in this size too. My best friend and I started eating Quest bars in middle school. Here's to you, Brock. They took me all through high school workouts, college ball, and now here I am, a rookie. Yeah, still hungry as ever. Hey, does anyone have a big knife?
With a Honda in your garage, every summer adventure leads to another. Get an incredible summer offer on a new Honda, only at the Honda Summer Sales Event.
Ready, set, go.
The loss of a loved one can be overwhelming. Knowing your family will be prepared for the next steps can be comforting. When you pre-plan your services with Haywood Funeral Home, you have the peace of mind of knowing that all the arrangements will be met ahead of time and to your satisfaction. Pre-planning lets your wishes be known and lets your family relax and celebrate the life of their loved one. Contact us for a pre-planned consultation. Haywood Funeral Home, our family serving yours for generations.
Honda Dealers of the Carolinas, Friday Night Rivals, presented by Talk It Out NC. Halftime, all Leesville here at home. Let's get the Panther Creek perspective now. Marilyn Payne talked with their head coach, Sean Crocker.
Sean Crocker explained that he was actually trying to uplift his young team a little bit during halftime. It's a frustrating position to be down 31-0, but this second half is about his Panther Creek team being the best that it can be, continuing to grow through its understanding of the game as it's playing out in front of them. He said, we're not about to make some grand comeback. We need to focus on taking this one drive at a time, as the cliche goes, and making sure that we handle each step of our execution the best that we can. He did confirm, of course, that Tyler will not be returning. Big loss for his defense, and just looking to see what he's going to be able to do the rest of the season.
Yeah, Tyler Thompson with an injury in the first half and not able to really do any kind of push-ups. Tells you he must really be banged up if he can't go here. By the way, the Open Door kickoff. Open Door, the new way to sell your home. a knee was taken there on the short kick. So already with a comfy lead here, we're going to see what Ben Kolstad's team comes out and does. Ben Kolstad played Division II football, and then he played in the Arena League right there in his own backyard in Green Bay for the Bombers. And he told us some great stories about that this week we'll get to here in the second half as we get things started with Will Murray. Here goes Scott squirting through. Scott wrestled down. Spun down there by Braylon Lamar. We've not called Lamar's name out very much in this game. He was in on a play early. He had a 10-tackle game with 4 tackles for loss last week. Scott, looks like that he picked up about 3 yards, make it 4, so 2nd down and 6. DJ Scott with an excellent first half on the ground, and he'll try to add to it here. Another cut to the outside, a 1st down run and more. And DJ Scott picking right up where he left off in the first half there. Jay, that's a Wake Tech making a Hall Insurance 1st down. Hall Insurance providing quality insurance products to our senior community.
Well, Ben Kolstad talked to Maryland at the halftime break about how physical they were. They won the time of possession, and they forced Panther Creek to be tired and win at the offensive line position. Here early on here, this first drive, you can see how physical this O-line is and how they're really trying to test this defensive line and come out here again and win the time of possession.
DJ Scott again. Not only is Brighton out as a player for them who is big on their offense, but he also is their starter at safety. They're without Jeremiah Jones tonight. He's out. He's their normal starting corner. So this defense, which has been put in some precarious positions tonight because of the inability to move the football and the turnovers, coming out here, but right now Leesville, as they go to Winston, moving the ball at will. Garrity pushing him out. They have enjoyed that matchup tonight with Nasir Winston matched up on Brad Garrity.
And he's found one-on-one situations where he's gone to work, and even when he's had to go against a double team and safety help over the top, he's still found a way to win as well.
That 1st down for Hall Insurance Group, providing quality insurance products to our senior community. Murray the junior tosses downfield. Winston bobbles. Did he bring it in inbounds? I think he was out of bounds there, but a great effort nonetheless.
Look at his focus here. And Murray lofting this ball up. One-on-one. Easy call there. Definitely out of bounds, but still he kind of juggled it. The ball bounced off the helmet. He was still able to bring it in.
Pistol look with Scott behind Murray. Scott the handoff, and he can't outrun through that tackle. Nice job there to ride him down. Jacob Williams. Starting to see some backups and some 2nd and 3rd level guys now for this Panther Creek D. That's one thing you can also get out of this if you're Panther Creek right now. The Catamounts can maybe find some guys that want to play. And if you're out there in this situation making plays, that shows a lot about your mental.
And Williams right there, just in the middle of the defense, shedding off a double team and making a play. That's going to stand out in film study.
3rd and long. Murray now out to his right. Murray going to keep. Murray to the 40, and Murray will be close to the 1st down marker. I'm not sure he made it.
Murray keeps, runs out of bounds at around the 35.
Murray had a touchdown with his legs last week against Wakefield. There you see the athleticism as he rolls out of the pocket. He just makes it look easy, keeping his eyes up, holding those defenders back, and then he takes off here. Trying to stretch the ball out to get the 1st down. Is very close.
Running near side this time is Snelling. Snelling down the sideline. Snelling close to the pylon. Did he knock it down? Did he break the plane? No, it's just going to be a long run. No, they say it is a touchdown.
This was a heck of a run by Snelling. Panther Creek filled the lanes, but look at this move right here, this cut. Right there by the Snelling to bring the defender inside. He broke it outside. We'll see him here stretching that ball out, and there it is. It hit the pylon. Good call for the touchdown.
Yeah, tough to tell from that angle, but that we originally had, but that was a great shot on the replay there. Jordan Brown boots it through, and that makes it 38-0. So Leesville comes out clicking on all cylinders. And they're up big here at home. It's the Honda dealers of the Carolinas. Friday Night Rivals is presented by Talk It Out NC.
You've been in an accident. Call Ridley and Brantley today. We'll work on getting you a strong settlement, fast. Ridley and Brantley, when justice counts.
We do know that COVID is a very inflammatory disease. We know that there's some inflammation that you will experience from the shot as your body builds immunity after the vaccine, but the level of inflammation that most people get, including children, from COVID is much, much greater than the shot itself.
The vaccines are much better for you than actually catching a case of COVID.
Everyone from teens to seniors can get a COVID-19 vaccine. Visit myspot.nc.gov. Sponsored by NCDHHS.
Oh, are you using Liberty Mutual's coverage customizer tool? So you only pay for what you need. Sorry? Leo, you're an animal!
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Friday Night Rivals, the hashtag FNR. Patrick Johnson, Jay Sunhalter, Marilyn Payne down on the sidelines tonight. Everyone's been active down there. This Leesville offense has been quite active here tonight. The defense pitching a shutout hasn't been so bad themselves. So Jay, it'll be the first time on offense in the second half. You now are down an additional touchdown from where you were at halftime. What would you be expecting here from the offense, or hoping to achieve if you're coach Sean Crocker, who also calls the offense?
Yeah, when he talked to Maryland, he said, we can't get it all back here in one play. We've got to do this consistently. And what I would challenge my offense to be was, hey, let's run the ball. Let's win up front and be physical, win at the point of attack, and then give ourselves an opportunity to protect Odom through the passing game. But let's get the ground game going, get this clock moving, and try to get some push up front.
Castellan from the 15, returning the open door kickoff from Leesville. Open door, the new way to sell your home. Odom has shown flashes tonight, but by and large, it has been a really tough night for the junior.
Well, playing from behind, too, you lose that threat of the running game. So he's had a lot of pressure on him, especially sitting in his lap. And his wide receivers, haven't had the opportunity to run deep routes because they just haven't had time to protect up front.
On the ground with Jaden Carter, the senior.
And at number five, Jaden Carter.
Carter. Bauer and Lassiter on the tackle. They're down 3 guys at 5 positions, but they're not making an excuse of any kind. Here's a quick swing pass out to the left. The nice reception made. Jacobs. So Deion Jacobs, the freshman who has returned a couple of kickoffs here tonight with his first catch of the game. And that's going to be a Hall Insurance Group first down, providing quality insurance products to our senior community. Teams 1-0 coming in. Catamounts have won 6 straight on the road in the regular season. And that went off the hands of Garrity, who's having a tough night. We'll bring up 2nd and 10. We certainly have talked a lot about how Leesville's season ended the way it did. But Panther Creek, with the way that the playoffs were seeded last year and they were still doing the dividing of the classifications, they got shipped out west. Yeah. So they had to play a bunch of Charlotte teams in the early rounds of the playoffs. They were knocked out in the second round, lost to Myers Park, but just that travel alone really put them at a disadvantage.
Yeah. It was a tough spot for them, and this is a team, when you have those injuries and so many new faces this year, even though you're returning talent, it's going to take some time to mesh.
Oh, that's going to be picked off, intercepted. Bauer stepping in, so Logan Bauer gets the second pick tonight of Odom, who had no interceptions last week against Hillside. 9 times he was intercepted in the spring, and he just telegraphed it here.
And there he's just trying to force it in down the sideline. Leesville Pride's secondary has been in perfect position all night long, and now 3 turnovers. And that was their game plan, was to protect the football and create turnovers. They're doing it at a high level.
Our first broadcast here in the Triangle on Friday Night Rivals. Marilyn Payne on our sidelines. Marilyn, what do you have?
Will Murray is back out at quarterback for Leesville Road, but offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach Mike Holderman giving him a really hard time last time he was on the sidelines. They are not treating this offense like it's 38-0. He said, Will, if you're not ready to go back out there, let me know. I don't need to have to tell you when to throw the football. John Mark's right here, and he's ready to go if you're not. So keeping a fire lit under these guys with some healthy competition despite the shutout win right now to this point for Leesville Road.
Well, they really liked the team's effort last week, despite what you would expect as first week sloppiness. But that there is quite telling of how dialed in this coaching staff is. Ben Kolstad and his assistants on down to the trainers, very locked in. Murray on first and 15, lobs it out. It's going to be incomplete. He wanted Winston again that time. Much better job by Garrity staying step for step with him.
In that game last week, you have those first game kind of mistakes, but they pushed through that and they beat a really good Wakefield team that has a lot of talent, 18-8. They controlled the line of scrimmage, ran the ball well with Scott. And very balanced on the offensive end. The defense only giving up 8 points, so they did their job. But here today, they've really been clicking.
Quick throw on second down. This time he goes to the other side of the field. And that's D.R. McMillan, the senior. So a short gain on the reception. 3rd down and long upcoming. In Kolstad, we had a great conversation with him this week. He said when he played that summer in the Arena League for the Green Bay Bombers, he got to stay home because it was in his hometown. So he stayed at his parents' house. This was after college. And if you made the roster, you got $500 for the game. But you could practice all week. If you didn't make the roster, you didn't make any money.
That's a great deal because you get to sleep in your own bed and then you get your parents cooking as well, too.
Yeah.
So
he saved some money. So there you go. Pistol look. Here's DJ Scott, 3rd and 7, kicking it outside, cuts it back in, and enough for a first down and then some. He'll bring the football inside the 30, down at the 26. He comes up hobbling a little bit, however.
Scott here, he's just got an ability to make that cut towards the inside. And then once he gets to the outside, he's got that burst. He's been a workhorse tonight.
That might be a cramp. And that's what it looks like it is as they work on him on the sideline. Meantime, that is a Hall Insurance first down, and on 1st and 10, they loop it out into the flats. Catch made right at the 20-yard line. That is Jack Short bringing in his first reception of the season.
Leesville Road, Patrick, the depth at the wide receiver position. We've seen 6 different Pride receivers make catches tonight, getting everybody involved. Murray has found the open man. But you see these guys coming in the ballgame when their number is called and they produce.
Next week, they'll have New Hanover here at home. And penalty marker results in a loss of down.
2nd and 13.
So 6.5 to go. 2nd and short. And that one flared out, but incomplete.
Pass incomplete, intended for D.R. McMillan, number 9. Defending on the play,
We're in North Raleigh tonight. Next week, Pinecrest taking on Middle Creek. The Patriots and the Mustangs. On your Honda Dealers of the Carolinas Friday Night Rivals, presented by Talk It Out NC Telecast. Murray, that one lobbed up, got a good block there, did Westbrook. Westbrook with a nice move to get some extra yardage. And he will be out of bounds, stops the clock with 6:21 to go. These receivers and anybody who carries the football for this team, as soon as they get the football, whether it's on a handoff or on a pass, they're looking downfield.
And that was a great job running after the catch, but it was McMillan just shoving his guy over to the sidelines, and these guys working for each other. Very unselfish play, and if you're not getting the ball, you can go finish off your route. You can go make that block to help out your teammate.
A couple were fumble recoveries for this Pride defense last week. They forced a pair of interceptions and 3 turnovers so far in the game tonight. 4th and 5, and a timeout's going to be taken by Leesville Road. We'll step away with them. Honda Dealers of the Carolinas Friday Night Rivals. It's presented by Talk It Out NC. Back after this in the 3rd quarter.
I know it looks like I'm trying to stop this plane, but I'm not. This is a Nissan sales event ad. Don't let that get away. This Rogue has more standard safety features than any car in its class, so you can handle almost anything.
Hurry in and save up to $52.62 on select models.
Better hurry before these deals take off.
We all wear multiple hats, a different hat for every job. At Wake Tech, we have multiple hats too, from welding to construction management to baking to public safety. Wake Tech can help you determine which hat fits you best. Visit Wake Tech online or in person and try one on for size. Wake Tech. Success starts here.
Tonight's game is powered by United Rentals, building futures together. Patrick Johnson, Jay Sunhalter with you. Leesville with the commanding lead over Panther Creek here. They took a timeout, Jay, there in the 4th quarter. And that's one thing that Coach Kolstad just hates doing, taking that timeout on a 4th down here. And now 4th and 5. I think they're going to elect the punt here just outside the red zone. They're not. They're going to give it to Scott, and Scott will be close. Extra effort. Oh, he coughed up the football. He dropped the chalupa, and it's picked up, and it's going the other way with Jameer Reagan. So Reagan picking it up, heading downfield, and it's the first turnover of the season for the Pride.
Well, and here, Panther Creek fighting, scrapping. Scott, a good run up the middle. And look at that, just stripping.
He just ripped it out of him, yeah.
That was a great job by Reagan. A huge return there. Set the team up a pretty good field position. But that's what you want to see here in the second half for Sean Crocker. It's your team fighting, see who's going to stand out, put forth that effort here. That was a nice play by the defense.
It wasn't Scott they went with there, but rather Snelling. Snelling, who has a touchdown run already in this game. And here's a throw by Odom on 1st down, and it's incomplete. Laid it down. Garrity just could not bring it in with defenders around him. It's been a bomb down to the 5-yard line.
Protection good up front, and Odom, you see that loft on the ball at the arm strength. That was a pretty good throw there, kind of back shoulder. It's a one-on-one situation, giving your wide receiver a chance, and he just couldn't bring it in.
That went off of Thomas as well. He tried to kind of pin it on him and get his hand under it, but he could not. So midway the 3rd, and here comes the penalty marker.
offside, Leesville.
That's going to be offsides against Leesville Road.
Now 2nd and 5 from the Leesville 42.
Ball will be moved up to the Leesville 42-yard line.
And even 6 minutes remain in the third quarter.
Odom, who had the spectacular 295 yards passing in the playoff loss that we mentioned to Myers Park, that time had to get rid of the football quickly and threw it beyond his freshman receiver Jacobs. A couple of interceptions tonight. Did throw 9 picks in the spring in 9 games. And threw 3 picks in that season-ending loss in the spring against Myers Park. There is Sean Crocker, drafted by the Bills in the 4th round out of UNC. Brief stint in the World League before he entered coaching. Receivers to either side here for Odom. Drops, delivers, broken up. Intended again for Garrity, and a nice job to get in there by Lasser.
Lasser just broke on the ball, read the eyes of Odom. Got enough burst here. We'll see him to get that right arm in there. Good coverage by the Pride defense.
Lassiter getting some interest from the Naval Academy. And that max linebacker spot is probably one of their better athletes. So 4th and 5, they're going to go for it. Why not? Carter in the game now at running back. Odom. And that one intended on the sideline for Jacobs was out of his reach. Josiah Gary was in the vicinity, the safety, and they'll turn it over on downs.
That's it.
Later on in our broadcast of tonight's game, we'll select the West Shore Home Player of the Game. West Shore Home, convert your old bathtub into a modern and spacious walk-in shower in just one day. A lot of good candidates for that Player of the Game on the Leesville side here, especially offensively, but don't sleep on what their defense has done here tonight. They've held down a Panther Creek team that, granted, does not have the same weapons that they had in the spring, but that was an offense that, with its execution, could average 31 points per ball game as they did in the spring, and they had 23 points last week. That's going to be a first down and some more. Taking off down the sideline, tiptoeing down the sideline, Westbrook for the score. And John Mark Shaw in at quarterback on his first pass of the night. His 3rd pass of the season, gets his first touchdown pass.
A nice easy pass to the outside. And we'll see Westbrook here. Accurate throw, make the catch, make a man miss, another one miss, and then here's the block. Winston helping out down the field, and then the speed taking over. That was just an excellent job with his vision at Westbrook. We've seen him make some catches in tight quarters, but they are showing off his speed.
So this to make it 45-0 is that touchdown, and the extra point for Wake Tech. Wake Tech touchdown for Leesville Road. Lead the way at Wake Tech. So we're in running clock territory when things resume here. And that'll be the case for the remainder of the game after the ball is blown in play. In the second half, Westbrook, his first touchdown reception and score of the year. He did have a TD back in the spring. Stay tuned. During the 4th quarter, we'll have the Honda dealers of the Carolinas scoring drive of the game. See your Honda dealer of the Carolinas today. Lots of scoring drives. Jay, you know a lot about driving. Kind of do that in your day job. You're all over the place. You Showed off some sick parking skills here before the game, I might add. So.
I might be the worst parallel parker ever.
No, I think you are.
But I admit that.
Right.
But I don't drive like a lunatic like you do. So
I have to get places in a hurry, Jay. I have a lot to get in the 24 hours in a day. You know this. You can't get there.
You shouldn't be critical of me.
I know I wasn't. I was not.
You push the speed limit rules.
My significant other, my wife, would wholeheartedly agree with you, Jay. Open door kickoff. The new way to sell your home. Open door. More trouble fielding a kick. This time it is Jacobs, who they put back there after some bobbles earlier on the night. And Deion Jacobs turns it out, and we are in running clock mode here. As you know, when the score reaches 42 or greater in the second half of a game in North Carolina, we get the running clock going. So get it all in, folks, because it's going to be a pretty quick 20 minutes here. So Panther Creek without any points here tonight. And this will be Odom slinging it downfield. Oh, a great grab made. Sergio Castellon, and Castellon with the catch and a big gain, and finally brought down by Josiah Gary. Time, throw, a little bit of a wobbler, but a really nice catch. And he fights through and continues downfield.
I like that throw. One-on-one situation. Put the ball up where your wide receiver will have a chance to high point it. Nice throw. A few big plays by this Panther Creek offense.
All Insurance first down there. Hall Insurance Group providing quality insurance products to our senior community. So deep into Leesville territory. Jay, this might be their furthest drive tonight into Leesville territory. Lost a yard on first down, now second and long. Jay, they're showing some signs, and you can see as they progress on and these receivers get a little more seasoning, the offensive line's not going to obviously face a defensive line of this caliber week in and week out, that they will have some ability to score some points this year, but they've just got to take care of the football.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the #1 key. Penalties and turnovers. And the first half of this ball game, they just didn't give themselves a chance. And you're going against this Pride defense, who, as we've seen this game unfold, I would say is one of the best in the state. So this is a tough matchup. They hurt themselves early on, but this second half is about building confidence and kind of getting back into a rhythm.
Tried to bubble screen there. It was out of the hands of the receiver and actually hit off Jake Gano's back. Gano, the 6'3", 240-pound senior left tackle. So now fourth down and long, and they're going to go for it again. Well, you know, this defense for the Pride want to keep this shutout intact. Off the edge, that's Atkinson. And Odom did everything he could to elude him. Got rid of the football, and they'll turn it over on downs as the clock continues to run here.
And Patrick, this defense has been impressive, but I like how they can get to the quarterback in a multitude of different ways. Whether they blitz, they've got that 3-4 scheme, but they can bring 2 extra defenders. They can load things up. And on that play, only 3 down linemen with Atkinson, Mickle, and Lassiter, those 3 guys getting home, and that allows the other defenders just to sit back in coverage, play zone defense, and there's not a lot of room to throw.
You saw Cozy there. He played his high school ball last fall in Tennessee. And here's a handoff going as Leesville's going to some of the reserves here. Julian Serrano Junior will take the ball ahead, and there's John Mark Shaw. Already has a touchdown pass in this game, the quick strike. 6'5", 205-pound Junior. Murray's obviously a tremendous athlete, but Shaw not far behind him as far as a quarterback prospect. Leesville staying on the ground again as the clock trickles inside of a minute. Serrano. Tackle made by Tito Clark II. Jay, you can't blame this second unit for Leesville here going at it, even though they're up with the clock running here. It's an opportunity for them to get meaningful reps in a game. Try to work their way as Serrano lunges for a first down. That's a Hall Insurance Group first down as he picks up 3. Providing quality insurance products to our senior community. Hall Insurance Group.
When coaches watch film, they want to see effort and execution, no matter what the score is. And even though Leesville has a huge cushion here, this reserve unit is playing for more playing time.
A couple more touchdowns in the third for Leesville Road. And they're rolling here at home on the Honda Dealers of the Carolinas Friday Night Rivals, presented by Talk It Out NC.
Love is louder.
Love is louder.
Love is louder.
Love is louder than bullying.
Than hate. Depression. Loneliness. Stress.
Than anger.
Love is louder than
fear.
Anxiety. Insecurity.
Love is louder than discrimination.
Love is louder than abuse.
Love is louder.
Love is louder when you take action to help yourself or a friend. If you or someone you know is having a hard time, go to loveislouder.com to find out ways that you can get help and feel better.
Wake up with Hardee's. You can have candy for breakfast. Wait, what? Because you are an adult. Sure am. New $3 French toast dips. Sweeten up your morning at Hardee's. Order ahead online.
Are you turning 65 or currently on Medicare? Well, then listen up. I'm Medicare Mel, owner of the Hall Insurance Group, and I'm here to help you. You can enroll in a Medicare plan that includes free dental, vision, and prescription drug coverage. Plus, we can help you eliminate your Part B premium and put money back in your Social Security check. And I'm local, so call me, Medicare Mel. I can help, but not if you don't call. 919-804-0828.
My high school coach always used to say that's one hungry player. You guys at Quest knew that? Okay, but they got all the big Quest nutrition stuff in this size too. My best friend and I started eating Quest bars in middle school. Here's to you, Brock. They took me all through high school workouts, college ball, and now here I am, a rookie. Yeah, still hungry as ever. Hey, does anyone have a big knife?
Wake up with Hardee's. $2 sausage biscuit, $4 breakfast platter. But wait, new $3 French toast dips make the most important meal of the day more fun. Hardee's new $3 French toast dips, the sweet one on the 2-3 more breakfast menu. Order ahead online.
They're firing up the Leesville Loonies, as they are known. Honda Dealers of the Carolinas Friday Night Rivals. It's presented by Talk It Out NC. I'm Patrick Johnson, Jay Sunalder alongside Marilyn Payne. All Leesville here as we start the fourth. Backup quarterback Shaw in the game now. Nice little run there by Serrano. I tell you, if he's your third string guy, that's a pretty talented guy to have carrying the football.
Yeah, he's looked good. Snelling, you've got Scott. All three of those guys have had meaningful action here tonight and last week, so a lot of depth at the running back position.
So a pickup of 9, second down and short. And Serrano again will run through the tackle of Clark, but then Clark hangs on and brings him down. He kind of bent backwards awkwardly, and I was worried he was not going to make it up, but he popped up. He is limping a little bit.
He's got his legs caught underneath him.
Usually Didn't see somebody pop up very quickly from that, but they did there. Now maybe Serrano feeling the effects of that injury. So it'll be 1st and 10. And now they go to the 4th string back as a flag comes in. By the way, that first down a moment ago for Wake Tech. Lead the way at Wake Tech.
Getting down to the 44, Panther Creek. Looks like we have a penalty on Leesville.
So the marker was thrown against the Pride.
Penalty moves the ball back to Leesville, 42.
Ben Kolstad, as we mentioned, from Wisconsin, played high school football for his dad. He actually used to play at his high school, East Green Bay High School, at the City Stadium where the Packers played before they played at Lambeau Field. So that had to be a pretty cool experience for him. 1st and 17. They've gone back to Snelling here. And Snelling was tackled by Niles Graves. No gain, 2nd and long.
Leesville Road's checked about every box in this ball game, and this has been a dominant performance so far. This is a really good opposition. They've just won in all 3 phases of the game and made it look easy, taking advantage of Panther Creek here early on in the first half, those mistakes. But this is a Leesville team that, when you look at the East and the top teams throughout this region and then also throughout the state, look at the talent on defense, how disciplined they are on the offensive side, the weapons out wide, up front, quarterback position, running backs with Scott. There's no weak parts of this team. There's talent, there's depth everywhere. Special teams have been very disciplined, so they're going to have a chance in 2019. They play in the state championship game. They're going to have a chance to go all the way there again, as long as they keep getting better and improve on certain phases throughout the year.
Well, they have Cardinal Gibbons in the conference. And we certainly know what Gibbons is capable of, making it to the state championship game. They've certainly had a great run in recent years. Clock continues to move here. It'll be 4th down and 7, and they have brought Murray back in. So this appears to be a definite punting situation, as Murray is the punter. They do say Shaw is capable of dropping back and kicking as well, but they're going to go with Murray here. Chance for Murray to boot it away. He shows you what kind of great athlete he is. This is going to take a bounce, and nice effort to down it at the 1. What a tremendous effort by Sonia there. Wow. What a great play, hustling all the way up 45. Did he get it in? Did he keep it in without stepping over? Oh my, he did. That's pretty amazing.
Bring on the sizzle. A big, bold helping of excitement and slow motion celebration every 4 minutes. Top it off with fun, suspense, and that move you do that has no name but looks like this. Yeah. Add a dab of let's do this thing. Only one place can bring you this much excitement, and that's any place you can play Carolina Keno. It's big thrills served fast. Carolina Keno. $1 million thrills every 4 minutes. Yes.
We at Haywood Funeral Home want you to know that during these uncertain times, as we experience the coronavirus pandemic, our operations regarding funerals have changed as we comply with changing industry guidelines. We will continue to offer compassionate and professional service to all. As always, we remain devoted as a pillar of support and comfort for the community. Haywood Funeral Home, our family serving yours for generations.
Later on in the fourth quarter of tonight's game, we'll be selecting the West Shore Home player of the game. West Shore Home converts your old bathtub into a modern and spacious walk-in shower in just one day. Jay, you talk about things that will show up on film and things that you could do to get more playing time and earn your teammates' trust, but also the coaching staff's admiration there. And the play by Nico Sonia there to down that punt from Murray at the 1 foot line was pretty amazing. Odom gunning out of the end zone, has a receiver on the run, and he gets it out to the 15. That's the freshman Jacobs.
I'll tell you, when you have film study, after a ball game, it can be a pleasant experience if you make plays you do well, or it can be a miserable experience. Leesville Road, especially on that play, you see the effort, the execution, the focus throughout this ball game. And of course, you're going to get coached hard, but when you see plays like that, the coaches really appreciate that effort, and that's how you earn more playing time.
After the Wake Tech first down on 1st and 10, a throw that is woefully short of Carter, so 2nd and long. Clock moving here with the 45-zip score.
But for Panther Creek, Tyler Thompson went out of the ball game in the first quarter, has not returned, and that's going to be a big factor here as the weeks move on. Will he be able to come back and play next week? What will his status be? He's him along with Odom are the 2 best players on the team.
And they can ill afford at this point to have another injury. They've already got 3 players out that essentially consume 5 positions on both sides of the ball for this team. And without a couple of key defenders, Brighton especially, since he plays both ways, is a guy that can impact the game on offense. He can impact the game on defense, and to be without your top end that we previewed in the open it's a tough blow, and we certainly wish Thompson the very best and hope it's something that'll heal up pretty quickly. Garrity with the reception. He's slow to get up. He's favoring lower left leg there. He's going to head out. Amari Thompson's going to replace him in the lineup, but it's another Wake Tech first down for Panther Creek. Lead the way at Wake Tech.
He was dominant, as you stated earlier, 11 tackles in that Hillside ball game. And not only did he make plays, but he frees up his teammates on the defensive line. He forces double teams to come his way, so it allows his teammates to go one-on-one against their blockers where they can win those matchups. So that's a huge loss, not only for production-wise, but the focus that's placed on him will now shift back over. It's a huge loss, and hopefully he'll be okay.
The defense for Leesville had everybody back in their secondary. And their coaches thought they tackled really well last night. I think that's continued over by and large in the game tonight. 2nd down and long.
Well, that's the thing you worry about as a coaching staff, is tackling, especially early on in the season, because this isn't a normal NFL training camp where you have 6-7 weeks of training camp. This is a quick turnaround, 3 weeks and you're in a game week. So that's usually the toughest thing to instill, is that physical play, that disciplined tackling. Right now, Leesville out of the chute, they're going to be 2-0 after this ball game, but they've been really good as far as limiting missed tackle, guys flowing over to the football. And this is a team, again, Wakefield really talented. They won their 18-8, a dominating win here tonight. They've got to be very pleased with their effort and execution.
We're going to play next week is Leesville, the oldest high school in the state of North Carolina, in New Hanover. It traces its origins back to Wilmington High School. And that New Hanover program has produced some D1 guys in recent years. They're very good, so it'll be a good test for them, one would think. Next week, Panther Creek will try to regroup against Jordan. 3.5 to go on 4th down. It's going to be incomplete. Tough night for Odom throwing the football. And we'll have to work in our final break here. We'll come back with 4th quarter play-by-play action after these words. It's the Honda dealers of the Carolinas, Friday night rivals. It's presented by Talk It Out NC.
With a Honda in your garage, every summer adventure leads to another. Get an incredible summer offer on a new Honda, only at the Honda Summer Sales Event.
Ready, set, go.
Losing him is the hardest thing I've ever been through. But Stephen L. Lyons Funeral Home is doing so much for my family I can't begin to put it into words. And because we pre-planned with Steve last year, we ensured that all of his wishes are being met. I don't have to worry about anything. My family can relax at this difficult time and celebrate his life.
Won't you give us a call today? We would be honored to provide you the trust, service, and compassion you rightfully deserve in your time of need. That is our promise here at the Stephen L. Lyons Funeral Home.
Tonight's West Shore home player of the game, DJ Scott, got the scoring going, the tough running, the elusive running, and the senior. Back-to-back big performances for him. Convert your old bathtub into a modern and spacious walk-in shower in just one day with West Shore Home. And here's a look at our Honda dealers of the Carolinas scoring drive of the game. And Jay, couldn't throw it any better than this if you were Will Murray.
Yeah, perfect throw, and Winston just took off down the sideline, showing off his speed. One play, 80 yards. And at that point, ball game was 21-0, turned it in to 28-0, and then Leesville separated themselves and took off from there.
2 touchdown receptions for Nasir Winston tonight. 6 rounds to the playoffs this year. The classifications are not subdivided, but I think this is going to be a very tough Leesville team to deal with in the postseason if they stay healthy. John Mark Shaw, the junior backup, in for Will Murray. Will operate here on 2nd down and 8. And they're going with Snelling here after Serrano left the game. Appears to be a little bit of an injury. We hope he'll be okay as well. So a pickup of a couple. 3rd down and 7 upcoming. Five and 2 last year, 4 and 2 in the Cap 7 in the spring season for the Pride. And on 3rd down, they'll tumble ahead. And how about Panther Creek taking a timeout to stop the clock with 1:44 to go. They want that pigskin back.
One more opportunity.
There's a look at it there. And the trophy presentation coming up. And the winner of the game will get our Friday Night Rivals trophy. The hardware will be presented to the winning coach after the game. We'll hear from Coach Kolstad, and Marilyn Payne down there will be the master of ceremonies. The good news this year, you don't have to run from the booth and head down and go do that you had to do last year. You know, that was a lot. They got their money's worth out of you last year.
I'll tell you what, when you're down there,
yeah, it's great energy.
You're gonna, like, sometimes they throw the water bath on the coach, so you've got to be ready. So Marilyn will be down there right in the middle of the celebration.
So stay tuned for that. We'll have a quick timeout after the conclusion of this. 4th down, Shaw loops it out of bounds. So the timeout pays off, and they're going to get another snap on offense. How about that?
Every rep counts.
A little coach speak there, Sonny. It's pretty good. I like that. Every rep counts.
Yep.
So Panther Creek will come out. And look, I think tonight Leesville was amped, ready to go. Panther Creek on the road for Sean Crocker. This was little bit of a buzzsaw his crew ran into here.
Yeah, well, and from early on, Leesville, kind of once they got through some of those penalty issues, they just took off because they created those turnovers. They hit Panther Creek with big plays, and Panther Creek kind of couldn't find their way, especially against the run. But this is a Panther Creek team. You look at some of the pieces, they've got a lot of talent. They just have to put it together.
Meet Patel is in at quarterback now, and the junior will hand it off.
Handoff number 25, Kamari Mullin, tackled by number 44, Micah Purvis. Gain to the 33-yard line. Under 30 seconds to go.
Clock ticking down, 2nd down and 6. And a carry there from Kamari Mullin. Might be the final play of the game here tonight. A game that was dominated by Leesville Road. Not only did Leesville hang the 45, but they get the shutout tonight. That defense is good as advertised.
Well, that's important to have that goose egg if you're a defender. Dominant performance on the defensive end, limiting big plays. And this offense, they started rolling on the ground, and they hit Panther Creek with some big throws over the top.
We'll hear from the winning coach, present our trophy. All on the other side, the Honda dealers of the Carolinas Friday Night Rivals. It's presented by Talk It Out NC. All Leesville here at home tonight in North Raleigh.
My RDC Spotlight on Judge Mathis with my story.
One of the things I tell folks who are coming out of destructive lifestyles is that they're going to continue to encounter obstacles. I started at McDonald's. I worked full-time and went to school at night. I graduated from law school and passed the bar exam. A few years later, I ran for judge. Success might not come overnight, but it will come.
One of the many people on My RDC giving us their My Story.
We all wear multiple hats, a different hat for every job. At Wake Tech, we have multiple hats too, from welding to construction management to baking to public safety. Wake Tech can help you determine which hat fits you best. Visit Wake Tech online or in person and try one on for size. Wake Tech. Success starts here.
In a world where thrills never stop, $1 million is on the line, and your fate is decided every 4 minutes by a bunch of random numbers. And just matching, some numbers can transform it.
We got it. Keno's exciting.
Cool.
Yes.
Carolina Keno. $1 million thrills every 4 minutes.
For 31 years, Appletree has been locally owned and operated with 5-star facilities and an expert staff dedicated to caring for children ages 0 to 12. We strictly follow CDC guidelines and keep facilities clean with Zono sanitation stations. Our parents look forward to receiving daily pictures and updates of their children, which we provide in real time. We offer part-time and full-time care, as well as virtual learning for school-aged children. Appletree has 4 Southeast Raleigh 5-star locations. Space is limited. Call today.
2-0 start for Leesville Road here. A dominant performance over Panther Creek. Marilyn Payne is standing by with the victorious coach and Pride players. Marilyn?
A lot of pride for these Pride players. Ben Kolstad, I'm going to have you hand this back to your athletes. Guys, congratulations on this victory tonight. And I'm going to catch up with Coach in just 1 minute here. We'll let them have this moment. Now, Ben, we talked a lot about the offense at halftime, but how about this defense preserving the shutout despite all play from Panther Creek to try and get across the goal line here?
Yeah, proud of our guys. I thought we played hard to the finish. We played a lot of kids tonight. Hot weather, we withstood. We didn't have everybody cramp up, so our kids are doing a great job hydrating. We're on them all the time about that, so I'm proud of them for everything they did.
Aside from hydration, what did you learn about your defense in terms of its ability to execute today?
Yeah, we just do our job. The biggest thing is everybody does their part, and then everybody else can do their job. And we have the ability to be a really good team and really good defense. So if we keep improving week to week, day to day, we'll have a good chance.
Will Murray was efficient. John Mark went 1 for 1 when you put him in. How do you assess what your offense was able to do tonight?
Yeah, we were a balanced team. We threw, we ran, we executed. So yeah, if we can keep doing this, we got a good chance to be successful.
Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
Back to you in the booth, Patrick.
All right, thank you, Marilyn. Great job down there tonight. Congratulations to Coach Kolstad as his team moves to 2-0, and they'll have New Hanover next week. A crushing defensive effort and an explosive offensive effort. All of us would like to take a moment to thank the wonderful folks at Honda Dealers of the Carolinas. Talk It Out NC, the NCDHHS, and Riddle and Brantley, who make these games possible for viewers like you at home. We'd also like to thank our other great supporters for their contributions to our Friday Night Rivals telecast. Wake Tech, Hall Insurance, CPI Security, West Shore Homes, United States Marines, Open Door, and United Rentals. And we'd especially like to thank tonight's participating high schools and their administrators for their support, Panther Creek High School and our host, Leesville Road High. Tune in next Friday when the Pinecrest Patriots take on the Middle Creek Mustangs. We'll have it all for you here, Friday Night Rivals. For Jay Sunhalter, Marilyn Payne, our entire crew, I'm Patrick Johnson. Good night from North Raleigh.